gonna keep you niggas too long. But it's just a shame to see that these black women over there are worshiping white men when these white men on this website, naughtynomad.com, they basically going over there just fucking on them and leaving. Listen, daytime is easy to meet girls. Shopping malls are the best place to meet high-class chicks. If you need a break from Lagos nightlife pipeline, I would love to add, I love Nigerian girls. I've dated many of them throughout the years and find them great company both in and out the bedroom. Stop the show. This is a white man telling other white men to go to Nigeria. Hey, dog, go over there. Fuck the hell out these girls. That's what a white man is saying. I mean, you know, listen, you can't be mad at what the truth is. This is what these niggas are saying. Shout out to Howard Cooper. Now, I wonder how many times they would say, okay, so, you know, where my man at? Clutch. Use Clutch. We use who else? Who else is in here? We're going to use Blackest Night. Right? I'm going to just use out. Now, let's say if these brothers decide they want to go to the Dominican Republic. Right? Oh, you over there doing prostitution. You prostituting them women over there. You prostituting them women over there. You over in Brazil, you over there sexually exploiting them women. What they're going to tell you. Wait a minute. Stop the show. Let me see if Don's want to get on here. Hold on. But the white man got blogs, got forums, telling other white men, go over there and get you some African pussy. Go over there and get it. Here is where you can get this ass at right now, nigga. Look, you don't believe me? I got some spots for you. Hold on. Who's been to Pat's Place? Who's been to Why Not? They even tell you where you can buy weed at. And weed is illegal. Marijuana prices goes for 400 naira. That's what these white boys is doing. Y'all don't believe me? Hold on a second. I'm gonna put it in the chat. They are telling y'all where to go get the pussy at. Go get this black pussy. Ain't no problem. Go over there and get it. White dudes ain't got no, listen, brothers. White dudes have been out in Africa fucking for years. I'm gonna just keep it real. On my flight to Africa, it was all white people and a few Chinese. They over there at Cafe Siri, Cafe Javas, man, they are over there fucking the dog shit out of these chicks. And listen, black women don't have no problem with the white men telling other white men, go over there and fuck our women. It's cool. White men want to go over there and fuck black women all day, black girls and shit in these huts. But it's no problem. You will never hear no outrage about that. Let Dynasty and me plan a trip to Brazil. We over here in Brazil. Or we over here in Dominican Republic. Nigga, don't you know it will be so many petitions going forth and you niggas over there prostituting, you tricking, all kind of shit. White men do it, ain't no problem. It's old white men too now. And these motherfuckers ain't young. Hold on, let me send Dinus a video. Hold on. Tunde, if you want to get on, let me know. I know you're supposed to be on another show later on, but you guys, I'm gonna let Dinus come on and tell y'all about. Dinus, you ready? We're gonna do the show tonight. the hell? This nigga said he got a low budget movie idea. Nigga, I don't even, it's always a nigga I don't know talking about they want to do a movie. Nigga, do I like Spike Lee to you, motherfucker? All right, Dinah, check your email, man. Tuna, you want to get on this thing too? And I mean, the shit is sad, man. They be over there, listen. And furthermore, and my site admin told me this. There were some Polish men that were going over my site, and he don't mind me telling this. He told me about a month ago. He was supposed to be doing some business in Nigeria, and some Polish businessmen went over there. They were going to be investing over there. A Wyvern Savage. Hold on. Hey, O'Shea, let me get on the I am a law student. I don't know you, nigga. Why am I just get on, let you get on, and I don't know you? You ain't putting no money in the super chat. Stop the show. It's you niggas like this. Let me get on, I'm a law student. Nigga, who are you? Stop the show. Hold on a second, Dinus. I gotta roast this nigga real quick. Because always one of you niggas want to come on my shit for the free. Let me tell you niggas something. You gonna learn today, motherfucker. Get these likes up. Hold on a second, goddamn. Get the likes up. Get them up, nigga.
What's good, O'Shea?
Hold on, Dinah. What up, Dinus? No, nigga. Don't chill out, nigga. Hold on. Stay your ass right there. Wyvern Savage. Hold on, nigga. Hold on. Stay right there, nigga. Dinus, let me get his ass real quick. Can I get him real quick, dog? Hold on. Let me just get. Can I just get him? I know you don't do this roasting shit like that. You just do Dusty. But let me get his ass right now. Do you mind?
Go ahead.
Everybody, look at this nigga right here, Wyvern. Everybody, look. Hey, stop the show. Look at this nigga right here. Who is Wyvern? Hold on. Everybody stop. Wyvern Savage. This nigga got a Kung Fu dragon as his picture. Okay, let's just deal with that. Hold on. Wait a minute. What nigga name is Wyvern? Number one. I gotta know. It's a series of questions, young brother. I need you to answer. And why do you have this Tokyo cartoon dragon as your profile picture?
And I started.
Please, can you answer that? I just need to know. What up, angry man? Racist? How the fuck am I racist, motherfucker? You got a goddamn dragon on and some orange shit in the background. Nigga, I don't even know you. Talking about let me get on, I'm a law student. What law school gonna let your dumb ass in there? Your name is Wyvern, nigga. You taking a prison correspondence, nigga? You sound like you rape teddy bears, motherfucker. Hold on, man. Angry man, if you want to get on this shit too, you can get on. What's up, Dinus?
What's good, fam?
Listen, what's going on, man? I know you've been to West Africa. This ain't got my fucking head hurting. This motherfucking Wyvern. Who the fuck named themselves this shit?
Somebody in the chat said it's the name of a monster on a role playing game. So he might be one of these VidCon dudes that get dressed up in the role play video game character and goes to the VidCon event.
Oh, okay.
That's what somebody said in the chat.
All right, listen, dude, you've been to West Africa right now. I've been to East Africa only, but you've been to Senegal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, listen, I saw Senegal play last summer. The women played Serbia in the Olympics. Okay. They got their ass whooped because Serbia was pretty good. Serbia won silver for the men. The women was lighting their ass up all across.
Which sport? Basketball?
Basketball. Yeah.
Okay.
It was everybody was hella weaved out on the Senegal team. I remember that distinctly. It was weave all on the hoop court and shit. I'm like, damn. They probably would have lost if they had them ponytails.
Probably.
But did you see a lot of this shit when you was in Africa?
Absolutely. And the thing is, I brought it up to my friend when I was in Senegal because and then grade of weave in Africa is so bad. And I asked my friend, like, why do they put this in their hair? And he was like, they think it makes them look beautiful. So that was his exact response. And then I actually asked the girl, because she was putting the weave in her hair when I was in Senegal, and she was like, I was like, why are you putting that in your hair? You're beautiful. You don't need it. Because again, like I said, the grade is so bad. Like it looks like horsehair, literally. And then she responded, why do you have all those tattoos? And I kind of just stepped back for a minute. I said, okay, you have a point. So I kind of just left it alone. But yeah, it's an epidemic, man. Especially the grade is just so bad. And I would say this, I would say weave in Africa, especially West Africa, because I didn't see a lot of bad weaves or weaves that much in Tanzania and Kenya. But weaves in West Africa, I think is probably more, you see more of it over there than you do here in America, as far as black females with the weaves. So yeah, it's definitely a worldwide, planet-wide epidemic.
Let me. So here's the thing, man. You know, the people don't think I'm picking on Nigerians or something like that, right?
Yeah, they think so.
Here's the thing. I actually pick on Negroes more, African Americans, than I pick on anybody.
You do?
Nigerians are the second, because I like them the second most, besides African Americans.
Uh-huh.
But I gotta tell the truth. Check your PayPal, angry man. I gotta tell the truth, man. African women, I mean, at least the ones I've come across, from what these dudes have told me, I'm talking about from Tunde, I'm talking about from Darkest Night, that these women over in Africa, dude, in Nigeria, they actually will go out of their way to damage their own skin, many of them.
Oh, yeah.
And then they hate being black. Like, you know, like, for example, like in Brazil, they are more African cultured in like Salvador, even places like Rio de Janeiro. You can find more of a genuine like African culture, African woman, than what I've heard you can find in Nigeria. And this is from people who've been to both places. Have you heard this also, or what?
That's true. I mean, there's a region in Brazil called Bahia, and they were saying Bahia is just as African as a lot of these African countries.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are certain parts in Central America and South America where I would say they're more in tune with African culture than they are in certain countries in Africa, definitely. But yeah, as far as the skin bleach thing, this skin bleach epidemic, like I said, you don't see it here in America like you do in parts of West Africa, and it's so bad, O'Shea, because like the girls, their skin will be bleached, but then like their knuckles will be like black, and then they just turn like it ruins their skin after a while. Like you start seeing these like these pink and red spots, like burn spots on their skin. But yeah, it's you definitely see a lot of that, especially like when I was in Senegal, like the bad weaves and the skin bleach. So I don't know why, but like I said, my friend told me they think it makes them look beautiful. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just leave it alone.
So let me ask you this. What did you see? As far, because when I was, in Uganda for that 10 days, what I saw was a lot of older white men with a bunch of fine ass black women. I didn't see no older white dudes that had, I don't know if it's the same way where you go, but do you see like a lot of these older white men are going over there and they are just over there getting all that black pussy like it ain't nothing?
Yep, absolutely. And like my friend in Senegal said, African women find white men and think they found heaven. That's what he said the mentality is. But yeah, I see a lot of that. And then, of course, it's the other way around, too, where you'll see a lot of young, handsome black men with these old, white, wrinkled white women that's damn near on hospice. So you'll see that as well in Africa too. So it goes both ways. But again, it's just they think they found, like my friend said, African woman finds white man and thinks she's found heaven. So that's the mentality. And also too, they want that green one as well.
Okay, Angry Man, check your email. This is what I want to say, man. When I was over in Africa, dude, and y'all get the likes up. Y'all know it's 267 niggas watching right now, only 127 likes. You niggas know I will stop this show right now. Come on now, stop being stingy, man. We're trying to put together a good show for y'all tonight. We got legendary Search for Uhuru. Okay, he's on. All right. I was checking out that Joloff stream you had, man. I was cracking up, bro. I was like, I said, man, I didn't know about this. So get the likes up, man. If you're coming in here right now, like the video. All you niggas know when you come into my goddamn stream, like the goddamn video. Why do you niggas do this? Why? I know you like the N-word, man. I'm working on it. Get these goddamn likes up. Come on, y'all. This shit is free. This is free. Jesus paid it all, man. Goddamn. Is Anchorman on here now? Oh, what up, player?
Yeah,
let me tell you this, man. When I was over in Kampala, did you get my shit, Angry Man? You see that message I sent you?
Yeah, when did that happen?
Man,
I didn't even know you was
Yeah, nigga, we ain't gonna tell them right now, but yeah, go ahead on and click that little thing.
Yeah, I got you.
All right. So listen, man. You when I was over there, and I saw that it's on my Vlogcast channel. If it's not, it's on my Patreon, and I actually recorded that I seen some of the fattest, dustiest, in Dinah's word, white women I've ever seen in my life. And dude, I was shocked that I would see so many fat ass white women over there. And I'm like, because they have all these NGOs and shit. I'm thinking like, it sure is a lot of white bitches over here. And typically what you're going to find in some of the more exclusive areas, Kololo, where there's a Cafe Javas or a cafeteria restaurant, here come a lot of fat white bitches with sandals on. Just in them, white
Birkenstocks, like the Birkenstocks.
Yeah, those ones. Crusty feet, no feet ain't done. And here comes some young nigga holding hands with the bitch. When I was in Africa, dude, I never saw two black people holding hands. Never seen that.
You know what, O'Shea? That's a good observation because I've never seen it either.
You've never seen it. But
yeah,
I always see white men holding hands with black women, or see black men holding hands with white. I didn't understand that. And see, that's crazy because the black dudes over there, they are so happy to be with a white woman, don't matter what that bitch look like. And what happens is your value in society goes up. Because in the African American community, if you get with a white person, you pretty much, in many cases, fucked yourself off as a man. Your value kind of goes down a little bit. But like Nigerian men or African people, they don't look at it like that. They look at it as enriching the tribe or something like that, right?
It's like, and O'Shea, not to cut you off, but it's like a symbol of like respect. Like when I was in Tanzania, and my friend, my guide, he said that one of his friends got married to a white woman, a European woman. It was like, yeah, man, he got married to a European woman. It's like he came up. It's like a symbol of coming up when you get married to a white woman in Africa. Like you made it. Like you got a white woman, you have officially made it. It's like it's a symbol of progress. So you're right. They get excited over that. It was so funny. Like my boy was like, his eyes just got big. He's like, yeah, what's his name? He married a woman from Europe. Like he officially made it. So no, you're right about that.
What's up, Angry Man?
What's good with you, bro? What's good, Danish?
What's good, Angry Man?
I'm in here roasting. I was roasting the King Dishes, bitch ass. Coming in my chat talking all that shit. Gonna go in there and watch the motherfuckers. Get you some King Tupperware, motherfucker. But what's going on, man? Have you? I know you don't. I know you were in the conscious community and stuff. And have you had any interactions with like Africans in America? I know it's a lot of them. native-born Africans. Have you ever come in contact with any of their women?
Nah, I don't really. Usually, if I come across Africans, I usually come across like the men. I rarely ever come across the women. The only thing I really noticed about the African males, like they seem to have a really jacked up opinion about black, African American men.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing I really noticed the most. Like they feel like we all lazy as shit.
Let me do this real quick, dude, because we're gonna spend the conversation. Because there's Dinus had a topic he wanted me to roast somebody on, and we're gonna talk about that. But today, I actually uploaded a video that you actually inspired me today on Facebook, and you talked about how to sell to the Negro.
Oh yeah.
We gotta talk about that, man, because a lot of that plays into these Nigerian women who skin bleach, these Nigerian women who buy weave, and those Nigerian women who like white men. Now, talk to me about this video that you shared. I actually made a video on it. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
Yeah, like I shared that video because I actually had somebody send it to me because yesterday I did a live stream. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I did a live stream titled "Black Men Are Allowed to Make Money Too," because for some reason in America, frowned upon for a black man to behave like a capitalist. So we get viewed like we're wrong for asking for money or like on YouTube asking for donations. So while I was talking about the subject, I actually started talking about black people's spending habits when it comes to other races of people, like how they spend with Asians, how they spend with Arabs, how they spend with white people. And I guess somebody saw me talking about it and just sent me that video. And it's interesting because it's basically a video explaining how to sell to the Negro. That was it looked like somebody did the video back in either the 50s or the 60s or something.
Yeah, I've seen that video.
And it just basically, it's basically talking about how the Negro wants to you got to make him feel important because he doesn't normally get to feel important. So that's one aspect of it. Then the other aspect of it is the Negro likes status symbols and just it was wildly offensive to me, but accurate as hell.
Let's talk about that real quick, because the first thing that I noted is that, and here's the thing that I noticed about Africa when I went over there, and Dynas has been there, and Africans fall into the same category as African Americans. Well, African Americans at that time had very little recognition.
Right.
And this is what the guy starts off as saying, that everybody likes recognition, right? Right, everybody does. But he says, but if you take into account the Negro, he has very little of it. Which makes sense because, if it was 1954, 100 years ago, then that Negro was in slavery. His hair was nappy. I made a story about this. My grandfather's 98 years old. If you called a black kid dark in 1930, that was reasons to fight. So the Negro was trying to associate himself with an exclusive brand that was most notably white to overcome the certain epithets that were out there by him. Now, if you look at Africans, nobody I would say, if you take African Americans and like Africans, they are looking even more so to gain recognition. Because you think about Africa, what do you think about? Oh, nigga, is there a line outside your house? Are you swinging from limb to limb? Are you Tarzan? Like, because Dinah's talked about this. A lot of people don't even want to go to Africa. And it's even so bad, this is the truth. Guys who come to Poland from Nigeria, because they speak English, they will lie to Polish chicks and say they're from the United States. Because if you tell them that they're from Nigeria, This is true shit.
I believe you.
If they tell them that they're from Nigeria, then those women will automatically associate them with being poor. So what ends up happening is these African people, and you can see it in the dictators. We talk about Samuel Doe. We could talk about what's this nigga that was over there in the Congo? Lumumba?
No, not Patrice Lumumba. You're talking
Not
about
Lumumba. The guy that came after him.
with the hat. With the hat.
His also name was Mobutu. Joseph Mobutu.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this this wedding that just happened in London. The richest lady in Nigeria. She's a billionaire. She spent how much money at the wedding?
It was like what, $6 million?
$6 million, right?
Probably that, yeah.
But why? It all goes back to how to sell to the Negro. She's thinking that as a Nigerian, even though I have $310 million, I still don't have enough recognition, right? So in order for me to be recognized, let me do what? Cough up $6 million. And my son, he didn't even marry a black chick. Did he marry a chick from Iran?
Well, was she white or was she Arab? Like,
she's from Iran.
Okay. So,
and shout out to Darkest Night because he pulled this to me. So when Angry Man posted that video, I said, this all plays to Africans. Because if there's anybody trying to prove themselves as far as recognition, it's Africans.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something that just happened, O'Shea. So the new French president told Africans that in order for them to solve their problems, they need to stop having so many babies. And he went out and said that they had like the average African family has 8 kids, which is a lie. So let me tell you what happened in response to that. Mauritania and Chad just pretty much made a law saying that the maximum kids you can have in any family is 3 kids. Like a week after that, which is crazy. So, I mean, it's like these African leaders, everything they do, they want to make sure they impress these European leaders and these Europeans in general.
Wait, so Mauritania, you're talking about Mauritania and West Africa, right?
Right, and Chad.
Okay, so Mauritania is a Francophone country, and so also is Chad.
Right,
okay.
Right. So when the French president said that the reason why Africa is having the issues that it has is because they're having too many kids, and he was like, yeah, each African family, they have an average of around 8 kids, which is bullshit.
Right.
In response to that, Chad and Mauritania passed a law saying that the maximum amount of kids per family that you can have is 3.
Okay, let me say this when we get to the Angry Man. Mauritania, I won't count them. Mauritania is run by Arabs, right?
For the most part, yeah. But there are a lot of Africans there too, though.
A lot of Africans, but Africans don't really have any power in Mauritania, and there's still some level of slavery there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so Mauritania, which is a piece of shit. I mean, really, my whole goal, and I'm going to do a video on that. If I was like an African country, I would try to cause a civil war in that motherfucker for real. That's one country I would go in there and send them other niggas in there and bomb hella shit. I really would. That's one country I would go in there and just kill everybody because Mauritania is fucked up. But Chad though, I have a problem with Chad doing that. Now Chad, who weren't they fighting Gaddafi in Libya at one point?
I think so, but Chad is weird because Chad is like one of those black Arab countries, like.
Yeah, but it's run by black people though. It's Chad, like, right next to Nigeria, isn't it?
Right, but they're very Arab, like, you know, they practice that Arab Islam.
Right next to Sudan also.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Chad is right above, Libya is right above Chad. And then, because I know at one point, Gaddafi was trying to they were trying to take the Gaza Strip somewhere next to Chad. And then next to you have Sudan. Okay, but still, Chad though, I have a problem with Chad saying that. I just do, because Chad is right next to Niger, right next to Nigeria.
Right.
You know, but it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Let me ask Angry Man this, man. What do you see, man? Because as black people, right? And whole shit, Crystal just dumped $100 in this motherfucker. God damn, that's strip club money.
She
She
been tricking off on you for a couple of weeks.
As soon as I called her a bitch, everybody just kept calling. I'm like, damn. I'm gonna have to start cussing you out more. I appreciate you, boo. Thank you, because I sure was broke until you gave me that shit. I just sent Angry Man $20. I was like, God damn. Came in here and gave me 100. Oh, I tricked over in a Diners chat yesterday, didn't I?
I appreciate it.
No, I'm about to go there and every time I see your shit, I'm gonna trick on your shit again. Oh, like, that's my nigga. Let me go ahead.
And you know what? Before we get into the other thing, let me just speak on that real quick. That's the one thing that a lot of Negroes don't understand. Like when you give money, it comes back. Money cycles.
Right.
Money circulates. Like when you give, it comes back to you. People don't understand that shit, man.
Let's talk about that because we all are personal, black businesses, and we're going to get into some other topics, people. So get the likes up. I know you guys. We got a great cast, Angry Man and Diners. But what I noticed is right, and shout out to our man Megatron from Detroit. Man, he always been supporting the channel. He supports me and Angry Man and Minister Jap. So I don't know how he do it because he be in all our chats. My man Donnell's the same way.
Word.
When a nigga goes to a white business, he will ask for these things. He's gonna ask for the brand, right? He wants quality, and the quality he's gonna want that because he thinks his friends are gonna be impressed with that. Because the Negro, as white folks have studied this, and I gotta tell y'all, white people study you motherfuckers like crazy.
Like crazy.
They be studying you. Let's stop the show. Do you think that they don't know you? They know your black ass backwards and forwards.
Yep.
Coming and going, nigga. You can't fool white people. That's another story. We're gonna get on that too. He says if you try to offer a Negro a product that is less than that, even if it is better, he will respond to you with hostility. Because like I can have, let's say, $100 shirt, right? That's iceberg. But a salesman dynasty say, hey man, I got this Angry Man shirt, it's black owned, it's only $40. And what the Negro is gonna tell me,
you think I ain't got no money? You think I ain't got no money?
Yeah, exactly.
I got like 20 of those $100 shirts.
And it's just like that one nigga that was out there in Canada got kicked out of the store and something happened. He spent $35,000 in that motherfucker.
The rapper.
But just here's the problem though. If that same nigga goes into a black business, the same scenario, and if a black person has that same product, he doesn't look at the black person who's selling it as quality. Because a lot of times black people like to brag on the fact that they got something from a white business. I bought this from Nordstrom's. I bought this from Foot Locker. Right? But let's say Angry Man got a shoe place, a kicks place, with the same shoe. That same nigga's gonna come in and the first thing he's gonna ask you for is a discount.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna ask Foot Locker for a discount. And if you make him mad and don't give it to him, he will leave your shit right there, go across town, buy some shit at Foot Locker, and walk back into your store and not buy shit.
Yeah. It's basically it's psychology. It's psychology 101. Basically, like I've been in sales before, and one of the things that I learned faster than anything is that black people especially like exclusivity. Like black people still have, like black people got so many residual issues from slavery that it's ridiculous. Like because of the fact that black people were not granted access to the American dream, it's almost like it's almost like they're always showing their insecurities when it comes to something that they can't have. So all you have to do is present your product as if they can't have it, and they will kill themselves to get it. Because it's like, you can't tell me, well, why can't I have a Louis Vuitton belt? Nigga, because you can't afford it. Look at your damn finances. Like, it's not that you can't have the belt because you black. You can't have the belt because you don't make six figures. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't understand that. It's just they view it as, oh, well, Louis Vuitton said, like, people don't realize this. Do you honestly think that Tommy Hilfiger, Versace, Timberland, do you think these companies honestly don't want black people's money? Of course they do. But they'll come out and say, I don't make my products for black people. That's psychology. It's reverse psychology. It's saying, no, I don't want you to have my shit. Because they know the moment, like, I mean, you gotta think about it. These are companies that have been around forever. They pay people to show them the best marketing strategies. So if you know for a fact, if you've broken down the psychology of black people, and you understand that if you put your shit at a price point, which is why I said I understood why LeVar Ball was doing that. I thought it was messed up that he did it, but I understood why he did it. He did it because the nigga's a low-key genius. I call him an idiot savant.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Because he knew when he put that shoe at that price point, niggas was gonna be like, shit, I can afford them sneakers. You know what I'm saying? Now, me personally, I'll never buy a pair of those sneakers because they're just too much. You know what I'm saying? Because I view shit differently. I don't try to view shit on the level of, oh, well, I can't, they don't want me to have it, so I'm gonna buy it. No, the price gotta be right for me. But he did it on purpose. And that's what most of these companies are doing. They put their price point at a certain, level because they already understand that even white people like exclusivity. You know what I'm saying? They're not at the same, they don't have the same mental issues as black people when it comes to it. But everybody likes to have something that somebody's not able to get, for the prestige or to say that I can get it and you can't get it. But black people just take it to a whole nother level.
Okay, so let me ask you this because you said I didn't see this video, and you guys know, like, you guys support me. I know Dynasty supported my channel, you supported my channel, and I have that problem.
Oh. Yeah, you went out for a second.
You went out on second. You went out.
Okay, I went out. Do you guys notice that the white YouTubers, when they ask for Patreons, money, I've never seen anybody in their comment section you begging?
Of course not. Of course not. Because we like, yo, man, like I'm one of these cats on YouTube. I don't like to put a lot of energy into slavery. And everything that has happened in the past. I really don't, because a lot of black people use that shit as a crutch. But in America, it's viewed as white people are supposed to have money, supposed to be able to collect money. So we kind of have this subconscious thing in the back of our heads that tell us, if you see a white guy out here, the whole white man's ice is cold as shit.
Right.
Like, that's still an issue. Like, we still running around with that in the back of our head. So when you see YouTubers, you see white YouTubers, and like I've talked about this before, there's one particular white YouTuber. She has channels, but she has one channel that is just dedicated to opening up shit that her fans send her. So the only videos that she puts on that channel is videos where the whole video, she went to the post office and she'll have a bunch of packages that her fans sent her, and it'll be shit like sometimes they send her candy, sometimes they send her gifts, sometimes they send her stuff that they made. That's what the whole channel is about. Ask yourself, if she's getting if her fans are sending her stuff in a frequency to the point where she can do a channel about it, like, that's crazy. But if you as a black person are on YouTube, and Obsidian is a prime example, and you ask for, Obsidian's pitch is, yo, put 5 on it. That's all he really asked for, $5.
Yeah, I took his picture.
Motherfuckers would be like, yo, $5, nigga, not sending you $5. Like, it really will be on that shit. Like, yo, it's $5. Like, yo, when I walk outside in the morning, before I get in the car, I've spent $5. Like, that's the reality. That's the reality of what we live in today, man. Like, $5 is nothing. It's a cup of coffee at Starbucks, even if you shit, and you got to put change with that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that whole concept that, black people shouldn't, because, like, I get it all the time. I've heard so many dudes come to my channel, yo, man, but it's always the people that never donated nothing. That's the funny thing.
Right.
Like, why are you complaining? You didn't have to spend nothing, but they'll come to your channel and say, yo, man, why you gotta... Matter of fact, I was on BGS's Hangout a couple nights ago, and Obsidian was on there, and he was talking about it. And there was a couple of guys that came in and was like, well, nah, I think what it is black men don't support other black men because they don't agree with what they're saying. And I'm like, that can't be true, because if black men didn't agree with what we're saying, we wouldn't have the numbers we have when it comes to subscribers, when it comes to views. Because I don't know about you, O'Shea, but my audience is 90% male.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that can't be true. It's just the fact that, black people, black men especially, they just have a habit of spending their money on leisure. They don't spend their money on causes or to have a platform,
When did Obsidian say this?
This past week. He had came on BGS's Hangout, and he was making reference to the live stream I did about, I think the title was YouTube Isn't a Real Job. And I was talking about it, and he was just making reference to the fact that black men will say that they don't want to put their money behind certain black men, but he asked, what's the alternative? So if you're not going to put your money behind this black man, who are you going to put your money behind?
Let me respond to that real quick. And this is probably gonna, me, I just like to tell the goddamn truth, and fuck who don't like it. This is what I'm gonna tell you, man. And this is, to people like Obsidian. Obsidian has no record of donating any money to any other black person on YouTube. Have you ever received a donation from Obsidian before?
Nah.
But you were his Patreon. Nigga never gave you $1, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Obsidian never gave me anything either. Obsidian's never given any other black person anything either. Now, BGS Ibmore, I've been in his hangout. And Master Teacher, if you want to come on this too, you can. I'm so grateful for you being in here, because I'd have made a lot of money off of BGS. God damn, so much money. Fuck. I just like to pick his brain, and I just be stealing all his shit. But the problem is, and I think you and Minister Jap told me one day in a chat, you guys said, hey, O'Shea, these people want to see you grow. Like, the OBS shit that y'all doing, right? If you are asking for money on YouTube and you've still been doing the same shit you've been doing for 2 years, and you have not made any growth, then you can't complain about anybody donating money to you.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep it real.
Yeah, I was just shit. Last night I was just messing around with my graphics again, trying to change it up, to keep shit looking fresh, to keep things,
right.
So cats come to the channel, oh shit, he done made some improvements and shit, because like I feel like at the end of the day, even if like I try to provide information that I think is gonna help brothers. But even if I have a video I put out that just was me running my mouth, at the very least, I'm gonna try to provide some entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I view it. But yeah, man, that's the sad part about that, because what you're saying is 100% correct, and it's like I get what Obsidian is saying about black men, But as black men, we gotta, like, let's be honest, black men gotta lead by example. Right. Nobody's gonna follow a black man that doesn't do what he's preaching.
Right.
You know,
and not only lead by example, but black men gotta stop being so damn petty, man. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, we might not like.
Sometimes I'm pray for me.
Yeah, like
pray for me.
I know, like me, O'Shea, Angry Man, we might not agree on everything, but shit, I mean, I'm still gonna support the fuck out of you guys. My thing is just we gotta stop being so petty. That's the main thing, man.
I'm the pettiest nigga in the manosphere, but I'll be petty with you and I'll send you some money 30 minutes later, though.
You know what? I will say this, though. I don't know. Well, let me not say that, because Obsidian is thorough. I know he's seen it. I know he's seen the hangout with me, you, and Alan Roger Curry.
Oh yeah, we was killing him. Fuck his ass up.
And
we'll do it again.
Yeah, and in addition to that, I did a live stream that wasn't really about him, but at the end of the live stream, I told him, I said, "Yo, man, this is going out to Obsidian, because I know he's seen the hangout and all of that good stuff." And I told him, I said, "Yo, man, you need to let that shit go. You need to move the fuck on and let that shit go." So I know he's seen it. And when he was on the hangout the other night, that was after the fact, and he didn't address it. He didn't say anything. So it's making me wonder, is he, because you know by now, if this had been a year ago, he would have already did a video about me. You know what I'm saying? Has he done a video about you yet?
No. He talked about it a little bit on Max City Limits, but no, I mean, because he really don't have a leg to stand on after like why I fired him. But here's the thing. Here's the problem, man. He understands that, and I'm gonna just say this to anybody that's, you know, and BGS Idmore, I sent you a hangout link. Rufus 54. My pastor name was Reverend Rufus Washington. Ain't that something? God bless you, brother. Saint Do You Wrong Baptist Church. I'm gonna tell you this, man, and he's a thorough, like you said, and that's a good New York word. He's a good podcaster, but you cannot expect people to support you and put their money behind you if you don't support other people, and if you're not growing. Yeah. Now, when it came to like stuff like how y'all stream, I remember when you was doing shit in the car.
Yeah,
you was doing shit when you started off using the car, nigga. You know what I mean? Now you streaming OBS and the chat shit. You know, my shit's still fucked up as it is, but I got my website that ain't that fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like I made a different jump in a different way, and we cannot continue to ask the brothers to give their money to us if they can't see that we're not improving. And see, that's the problem. Like you got your Angry Man tanks, you give shit away. You know, people can see Dynast over in Africa doing this. He had a call how to do business in Senegal. That's the kind of stuff that the brothers need. You know what I mean? And you cannot be a brother who has been the same since 2015, right, as you are right now, and expect that people are gonna get behind you when, number one, you are too cheap to start your own website. Number, let's think about this. Yeah. Everybody that's in the manosphere got a website at least. None that you use it, but search for Uhuru got a website. Angry Man got a website. Minister Jap got a website. Almost every, top guy in the manosphere got a website. Even if it's not even really functional, you at least put yourself into that to do that. Alan Roger Curry got a website. Steve Dean got a website. Lucario got a website. You can't continue to be getting $1,000 a month from black men and talking about they don't want to support when you don't even do what you say you're going to do. That nigga was writing for me and wouldn't even turn the articles in on time for 2 weeks. Talking about I'm taking the day off. Now, if he's working for a white person, he wouldn't do that. So the reason why a lot of niggas is falling off is because there is no development. And that's one thing I noticed. Once that my website came out, because I didn't even ask for no money. People don't know this. Angry Man do. I put my own money up on the negromanosphere.com. Yeah. I asked for no money until I had that up for like 5 months.
Spent a grip too.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, black men, you can get money from them, but they got to see that you're doing something first.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because black men ain't like black women, and black women to give you money for no goddamn reason.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, black women that give you money for you got.
Ask him Mr. Jones.
Yeah, black women that give you money, man, just for saying, you know, you're a queen, you're a mother. Look at Polite, nigga. Polite ain't did nothing but cook black women.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of this, Dynas, what are we talking? There's a swirler, right? Let's change the conversation. What? No, what are we talking about now? There's a swirler who did what?
Oh, you talking about the girl that went to the Chris Brown concert and was upset that black men wouldn't dance with her?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, so number one, what though? In fact, females in the chat room, so you know, I won't seem like I'm being over judgmental. What is the age cutoff for going to a Chris Brown concert? No woman going to at a Chris Brown concert in Las Vegas and upset that black men wouldn't dance with her. But this is the irony to the situation. She has a mixed race son. So she has a son by a white guy, but is upset that black men wouldn't dance with her at a Chris Brown concert. What kind of dumb shit is that? So it's like black men are good enough to procreate with, but are just good enough to dance with at a Chris Brown concert. Like who? Right? What kind of logic is that? So she went on a rant and literally was crying about how she's at this Chris Brown concert and black men wouldn't dance with her. And I'm like, okay, yeah, the Chris Brown concert in Las Vegas. I mean, she's not even an upgradable 7, O'Shea. So you're at a Chris Brown concert. You got other bad chicks there, other bad chicks from other nationalities there. So of course, especially in a place like Vegas, you know, when you go west of the Mississippi, all the dudes are swirling. So you know, dudes ain't looking for no black chicks west of the Mississippi. So yeah, that's true talk. Yeah, so she was upset about it and was crying about it, and then of course you had the simps on there. Man, girl, if I was at a concert, I would have danced with you. You know,
Are you serious?
In the comments, yeah, girl, I would have danced with you. If I was at the concert, girl. In fact, girl, when you coming to New York, or when you coming to LA, girl, tell me.
You lying, right? Are you serious? Are
So
you
yeah,
serious?
that's what's going on. But the shit that really threw me off was when, like, she has a mixed race, like a son with a white guy. And she's been married to, I want to say, multiple white men. So that's the shit that threw me off. Like, hold on. I don't know if you had a Chris Brown concert and you're a grown woman, but you have a kid by a white man. You've been married to more than one white man or non-black men. That's the shit that was crazy. Like, these girls are tripping.
Master Teacher BGS, what's going on, brother?
Hey, O'Shea, what's going on? Dr. Jackson, what's happening?
Not yet. I got two more years. I'm fucking some patrons up, nigga, somewhere. But let me ask you this, BGS. Before we talk about this, but as far as the donation thing, and I don't know if you've seen this video, how to sell to a Negro.
Okay, no, I haven't.
Have you seen it before?
No.
Okay. What is it that, you know, like a black person, like as black YouTube, I know you don't take donations stuff, but me and Angry Man and Search for Who do.
Right.
Despite, and you've been in the manosphere, I think, were you producing videos? Because I remember you when I was real early coming on. How long have you been doing videos for over here?
Oh, about on Idmore? Idmore's
Yeah,
about
on this on
2
YouTube,
years.
yeah, under that name.
Oh, yeah, about 2 years.
2 years, because I remember you remember watching me when I was like very small, right?
Right.
Yeah, like 300 subscribers. Why is it that despite the work that like Angry Man is doing and I'm doing and Dynas is doing, and the manosphere has changed greatly in 1 year, why is it that, like, let me tell you this is, I'm gonna get it out. Donovan Sharp wrote an article called "Why Black Men Go MGTOW" in February. Do you remember that article?
Yeah.
That article got pretty good press, but it wasn't until Sandman MGTOW, I don't know if you saw that, he did a video on that same article about a week ago. Did you see that?
Right. Yeah.
Did you see all the black men on that video kissing ass and just worshiping him for that video?
Yeah.
Did you see?
I did.
And you have had a MGTOW channel for 2 years.
No, yeah, longer than that. Yeah, 4 years.
Why is it that these black dudes, when Angry Man's saying the same thing, you're saying the same thing, I'm saying the same thing, we actually cater to this audience, and if Sandman, who probably, I'm not saying he's racist, like he's not. He's actually really cool. I talked to him offline and shit.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy. But he says that these niggas are just sucking a bunch of dick.
It's real simple. It's real simple. It's not that hard. If you understand the Prussian school system, they train you to think with a white mindset. So basically, if black people in the United States are low caste and you send your black children to basically a Prussian or a white school system, it doesn't matter who the teacher is, but a white school system, they train you to have a white mindset. So you're going to look at black people, your own people, the same way white people do.
So wait a minute. Stop right there. Let me just, because that was some super smart shit you said. So even if we're talking about a place like Nigeria, which is ran under the British school system,
right?
Even though they have no white people there,
right?
What you're telling me is the teacher does not have to be white, and even if there are no white people there,
right?
Those students will still look at other black people as their white people,
right? Right, because the Chinese don't have that problem. If you notice, Chinese don't allow a foreign school system to teach their children. So Japanese and Chinese don't have any respect for white people. They're foreigners. Because of the school system. You got to understand what the Prussian school system is. The Prussian school system is to give the populace a basic education. But the majority of, if you think about it, man, the majority of you being in school wasn't about learning to read, write, and do arithmetic. The majority of it was history, social studies, all this. All this is socialism. All the pictures, all the books, everything else had white people at the top, right? You were socialized to think that white people are above you, or they're the gold standard, right? So when you grow up, you're wondering how come, even though logically it doesn't make sense, that what a black person is telling you, what a black person is giving you, can be either as good or superior. But your internal training, your internal socialization, the way your brain has been wired, is to think like a white person, like a racist white person towards your own people. So that's why you see the weaves, the blue contacts, all that stuff. Because even I think we were talking about what's her name last night? Queen Majesty. Even though she's conscious now, right? But we went back and asked about her mixed children, and we made a joke about, okay, we didn't even talk about the good hair because she had babies by a biracial man who was mixed with Irish and something else, and a black woman and a Hispanic, right? But seeing things, she has been so indoctrinated, she doesn't even see it. Most black people don't even see their internal training. We're actually Negro. In fact, there's a term under the conscious community calling most black people Negropeans, because they still have this. Still have that. How can I say it? They still have that internal mindset that they haven't examined. A lot of things I do on my channel, especially for black people, is so that they can examine that internal mindset. And I get a lot of pushback from that. The reason I talk about slavery is not to rehash our experience and have black people feel sorry for them. I'm saying you have to add that ingredient into it so you can break down the components, right? So you can figure out why black people do what they do. Like a lot of like I would say at least 50% of my channel is basically trying to get black people to figure out why they do what they do and break it down into components so you can deconstruct that stuff. Okay, but I realized that a long time ago. The white man's ice is colder is just a theme for the European mindset that most black people carry.
I mean, O'Shea, you gotta understand, like, Africans are graduating from law school and still wearing these silly ass blonde wigs.
Yeah, that's crazy.
with the
Nigerian
ponytail shit. I mean, you gotta understand when I talk to Africans about their own indigenous religion,
Right.
that their ancestors that came from the ancestors, they look at me like I'm fucking crazy and say, why don't you love white Jesus? Like literally, like why don't you love Jesus? What's wrong with you?
Also, that's also one of the things that I've been talking about lately, which is the whole cultural appropriation that a lot of these Negroes is preaching about. And somebody will say, well, how is it a black woman who wears weave, wears blonde wigs, can get mad at a white woman for wearing braids? It's because internally she views that white women as being wrong because she's doing something black. Like, why would you do something black? You're supposed to be doing what I'm doing, which is trying to assimilate into being white.
Yep.
Or just be white.
Yeah. Why would you mess up perfectly good white hair by putting braids in them?
Exactly. Exactly. Shit is crazy.
It is crazy. And basically, like that girl that you guys were talking about earlier, but that was sitting on the bench crying because black men who she sees as inferior, right? Okay, I got out of a relationship with a white man because maybe the white man dumped her, right? Couldn't get along with him. I can go back to black men. In other words, I can downgrade, right? I can put on skimpy clothes, go out to the club, even though I'm a single mom and just got divorced, and I can downgrade and get my boost by going around thirsty black men, right? In her mind, right? So she goes to the club. I'm gonna get my attention boost. I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna cavort with these thirsty ass black men that are inferior to me, right? So I can get my boost up. And when they don't accept her, where does that put her? That puts her below them. What the fuck is wrong with me? And I say, well, look at me. I'm cute. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? How come I can't get no love from these inferior beings? I'm supposed to be a god to them, right? So she's all heartbroken and upset and shell shocked that these men that are supposed to be there for me, period, because they're inferior to me, because that's my base, and now they don't want me. Where does that put me? It's not about the black man. It's never about the black man. Really, what they're asking is what's wrong with me. Same thing with Miss J. Same thing with on my other female hangout with Miss Yep in Orlando. Okay. They are not supposed to they are not supposed to pick a better deal for themselves, okay? Because we own them. We own black men. They're there to service us. They're not supposed to be happy for themselves. In other words, if they see that's why it burns them up to see them with a white woman or a woman of another race that they can't. Because I can't get a white man. How come he can get a white woman?
Right.
How come he can get an Hispanic woman? I can't get him. What's wrong with me? I'm better than him. How come he can marry out 3 times the rate or twice the rate? Because they always point to that. How come they can do it and I can't? What's wrong with me? It's always what's wrong with me. And it has nothing to do with them because they're supposed to be inferior. But that's I'm gonna get off my soapbox. Let me push it away.
See, you broke some shit down. I was sitting here soaking up so much game just now.
Well, I'm saying I could go on a rant, man. I could, I'll turn into the Hulk. I always tell angry men, down, Bruce, down. Don't turn.
You was chopping up some game, man.
Yeah,
That's why
because that shirt getting, I hear that shirt ripping. I hear that shirt ripping on angry man. Shirt's getting ripped. No, Bruce, don't do it.
And that probably makes sense because now, I mean, now that you enlightened me to that, I'm glad you said that. She probably must feel, where the fuck can I go now? If these guys don't want me.
If these, what I'm saying. Okay, say for you, I don't know where your level is. Okay, say you down on your luck, right? And say you had to go back to Sacramento. Okay, where do I start? Let me go get me some ugly fat chick, right? So I can kind of. You know what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying, right? Okay. let me go down to a 3 that's overweight, has low self-esteem and whatnot, right? 'Cause I know I can at least start there, right?
Oh yeah.
I have a starting point. Okay, so if you go to a group where there are a lot of them, right? And you try and put your best Mac on, you put your shit on, okay, put your best Mac on, and you go through the whole group and you don't come away with nothing. What are you gonna say?
Oh yeah. 'Cause if you can't get no greasy fat bitches, it's over.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I'm talking about. Exactly. And that's the problem. That's the disconnect that black women are having by being rejected by black men. It's not that they really want you that bad. You are the litmus test.
Mm. And I want to
Yeah,
say
but
that girl is Nigerian. In fact, she's
Huh?
Nigerian. O'Shea.
Oh really? She is.
Yeah, she's Nigerian.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Wow.
that's even double when they talk about American black men, because you know how they feel about American black men.
Let's talk about that, man, because I went to and me no Dinus, we both went to part at least Dinus graduated from Christian Brothers. I went there at least part of my high school career. But I went to another prestigious university, which was Howard University in
Mm-hmm.
DC for the majority of my college career.
Boulay.
Yeah, it was, and what I noticed
Boulay.
was the people who were and this is funny, right? You know, Howard University is supposedly the best of the brightest black minds all over the black diaspora. You have people from Trinidad, Tobago there, people from Jamaica, Africa. And what I noticed is that the people who were there, their parents had specifically told them that they could not come home with an African American man.
Mm-hmm.
This is something, it didn't matter if you're a biology pre-med, you're an African American. They did not want their African daughter or Trinidadian daughter messing with an African American male, even though Howard University, although it was not started by a black male, it is a university for African Americans.
Yes.
And now they have the nerve to send their child there, and usually they were getting a scholarship. Now think about this.
Mm-hmm.
These people who come from Trinidad, Tobago, or Barbados, they don't have the money a lot of times to go here. They're gifted a scholarship, and they have the nerve to tell them, even though you got a scholarship, you are not to date on any circumstances any African American.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this is what I don't understand. How in the fuck, if an African American university is doing you a favor, you got the nerve to tell your daughter, don't date an African American? That's what I don't understand.
Oh, it's simple because, in fact, Yvonne Orji actually talked about that. Remember, did you ever go by the embassy, the American embassy, when you in Uganda?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I actually haven't even been to it in Poland.
Okay. If you ever Poland is a different story. They don't really need the visa to go to the United States from Poland. But if you ever been to an African country and go by the American embassy, right? You see a line of people standing out in the hot sun trying to go in and line up and get visas to get to the United States. It's very difficult. It's very expensive and very difficult.
Very difficult.
Oh, let me tell you this.
To get to the United States.
Per visit. And the interview is about 2 or 3 minutes. And usually you get rejected.
Yeah. It's very difficult and very expensive. And you usually have to grease some palms to actually get to the United States. So they spend number one, these are already elite people, number one. Okay, so they're like the top 10 or 15% of all families, just to even be able to apply there and then actually get there. So once they get there, they look at you, the common black man, as or the common black person, as the peasant that they left in the other country. In other words, the white man is the gold standard. We want to go, if we can, we're going to go to a white university, marry white people, because we're trying to bring our family up out of what they call the poverty, or advance our people. Yeah, go ahead.
But doesn't it go? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't it go even deeper with the whole event of slavery? Because like we have bits and pieces of what happened, and we have to put it together and shit. But like in Africa, don't they understand and know what took place and how that whole thing happened?
Nope.
They don't.
Nope.
They don't.
Nope.
They don't.
It's not.
They don't.
No.
No.
Wow.
No.
No,
I
it's
can tell
not.
you that right now. Oh, go ahead, Dynas. Let Dynas say something. Now I'm gonna speak on that too.
Yeah, he's
Go
there.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's not. It's not taught over there. Angry Man. Like literally, like
Wow.
it's not taught. Like, and it's odd because when I was in Mali in Dogon country, you know, like the elders were like, yeah, we heard a story about some of our brothers being kidnapped and going somewhere, and that was the extent. Like, it's not taught over there.
No,
Wow.
because blackness as an idea, okay, is new. Okay, when you go over there, you got hundreds of tribes and hundreds of different villages and tribes and different peoples, right? So even that's like I'm always recommend that book, Daughters of the Trade, you know, because basically she goes through the logs and the records of how transatlantic trade slave was actually done, right? White people couldn't survive in that environment. They depended on black people to go get people from other tribes that weren't them to actually bring them out and sell them off. So they weren't selling their
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, and see that's you know what, and see that's where I guess I'm looking at it from the aspect of what I know through my research. I didn't
Yeah.
know that they didn't know about it, but I'm thinking that maybe the Africans have something against us because number one, we were a group of our ancestors were a group of people that were sold off, like kind of like just pushed out, like okay, we gonna go sell these niggas. You know
Well,
what I'm saying? Like that's how I was looking at it.
some places like Liberia, because the slaves were returned. I think it's Senegal where the slaves were returned. Okay, they know.
Sierra Leone.
Sierra Leone, excuse me. Yeah, they know. Okay,
Okay.
because the slaves returned from Europe and from the United States to there, so they know. But everybody
Now,
else, they've heard of it. They might have read a book or so about it, but they don't have the same experience because it's not their experience. The
now
colonialization
let me ask
is different. Yeah, go ahead.
now let me ask you guys this. So is it also animosity towards Black Americans because of the fact that we may have started out as slaveries, but because of the fact that we're in America, we have certain advantages, being in one of the wealthiest countries, on the decline
Okay,
now. But is that
it's not
is that
jealousy.
part of it?
What they see is coming from where they are, and coming to here.
Mm-hmm.
They look at us and says, okay, we can, they look at all these advantages, right, that they have, right? Okay, we can
Mm-hmm.
become very, very wealthy in this country. And we don't understand how come people that look like us have been here a whole lot longer, have an American citizenship, aren't doing the same thing. In other words, you should be taking over this country because we can, right? And they don't
Yeah.
understand because they haven't been here long enough that there are barriers to this caste system. They haven't understood that because they don't.
Oh,
It's outside
so
their
they look
experience. So
okay.
they
Now
look
see,
down
that's
on
that's
us.
what I
Yeah.
was. Now see, that's what I was telling before you came in. That's what I was telling O'Shea and Dynas, that my
Yeah.
experience with African men in this country is they view us. They view us like I've had
It's,
conversations with them where they talk about it, and African men, they don't mince words. Like
no.
one particular African guy, he worked at a few of these gas stations, and I used to talk to him all the time because he would see me and my boys out hustling, trying to make money, and he
Mm-hmm.
admired that because he was like, from what he know, African American men in this country are lazy and don't want to do anything.
Right.
That was
Right.
his experience. That's what
Well,
he said. He understood.
that's their image of hustle. Okay, and O'Shea can probably tell you that their
Mm-hmm.
image of hustle is by any means necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you have to sell bottles, start off selling bottle caps, move up to bottles and plastic and whatever, you move yourself up the chain by any means necessary. That's the way they look at it, because for them to eat, that's what they have to do. So anybody that's out there grinding,
Mm-hmm.
grinding 12 hours in the hot sun, you're lazy because
20, they grind 20, 15.
Oh yeah, you can be in a car, man, and people will come to your car and try to sell you toilet tissue, car chargers, like in the middle of traffic.
Them
Yeah.
There's a
cars,
lot of. Did they do it in Senegal too?
they do it everywhere now.
Oh, everywhere, man,
Yeah,
everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah. So, and here's the thing: when I was in Uganda, because like that, people didn't know because the first thing, well, Angry Man's a little lighter, so they probably might think he's mixed with something, maybe. But me, the first thing people said, well, like, where are you from? United States. Oh, are you a Nigerian that moved to the United States? They think that you're like an African that
You do.
migrated to America.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have to sit down and tell them the whole entire story. No, what ended up happening was 400 years ago, the white people came and stole some niggas, took them to America, and that's how I got there. Oh,
Oh, you one of them. Yeah. Yeah. You
you ever
one
heard
of
of
them.
LeBron James? Yes, he's a descendant of an African American. Oh, I didn't know that.
They don't know that.
They don't know that.
Wow.
They don't know that. They don't know that.
That is crazy.
Yeah, they don't know that we are in, because they're gonna think that, like Dinah said the same thing. When you go to South Africa, they'll think that he's actually one of them.
Yeah.
They're gonna, like, when I was in Uganda, they'll think that I'm one of them. I'm just a Ugandan. They're not gonna know.
You know what? That's crazy, because that just made me have like a little epiphany. So basically, the animosity between Africans and African Americans is like it's like a freaking manufactured misunderstanding, because like far as I know, and far as most of the far as most of the black people in this country, we think that they know what happened.
No.
Because you even heard comedians joke about it, like, yo, we've been in this country and not one single nigga on a boat came to get us. You know what I'm saying? Like, cats joke about it,
It was deep, Angry Man. It was deep. That's why I really got to read the book. But if you get a chance, I think it's on my BGS Reborn channel. I played the whole entire talk that this white lady gave about Daughters of the Trade, and right at the end, she was saying after the British cut off the transatlantic slave trade, right? The Ghanaians and West Africans were still trying to sell slaves to make money to the New World.
Wow.
So in other words, we need to basically deconstruct all this so we can kind of understand, and it's going to bring out a lot of emotion. Most black people here don't want to accept that. Especially women, they really don't want to accept the reality of the truth, right? So there were no boats to come to get you because they sold you, okay, to white people.
Yeah, you know what? I've had that argument with so many. Like, there's a group where you in the conscious community, so you know this.
Oh, I know.
There's a divide when it comes to that topic, because you have a lot of people in the conscious community that recognize that fact, but then you have a lot of people in the conscious community that don't want to accept that fact, and they say we didn't sell each other into slavery, and you have to have that big debate with them and shit.
Yeah. And you can't, and that's the whole thing. You have to shock black people into the truth, and so that they can heal, because it's really deeply embedded. It's really deeply hurtful, because a lot of African Americans say, okay, how come people didn't come get us?
Yeah. Well, see, you know what? This is what, like, in my personal opinion, the whole Black Unity movement back in the 60s, I personally feel like it was necessary, but there was a downside to it. And the downside to it was it taught us to recognize, okay, all of us are brothers and sisters. But the truth of the matter is, if you go to Africa and you look at the history of Africa and you look at the fact that you got different tribes and warring factions, everybody's not brothers and sisters.
True. Just
so
like
if you recognize that.
Yeah, just like
Europeans. So if you view it as tribes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, if you view it as tribes, then it becomes more understandable that there's a possibility for one tribe to sell another tribe into slavery. Then you can kind of grasp it and understand it, especially if you're rivals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That may not be exactly how it happened, but it makes people understand it.
If you understand the Arab, we call the Arab slave trade, right? The exact same thing happened. The Arabs didn't go to the interior and capture people. Okay, they were buying them and selling them, just like just like the Nike doesn't go to go to Thailand or go to Vietnam and crack whips over the little Vietnamese to make shoes. No, Vietnamese crack whips over their own people, make the shoes, sell them to Nike, and Nike makes money on the transaction.
Good point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And see, you know what? I've tried to explain to black people about that concept using history. And I said, if you look at the history of the world, there was always groups of people that
Yeah.
may have been the same skin tone, but they didn't like each other for cultural reasons or whatever. Like you look at what Longshanks was doing to the damn Scottish people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like so many different stories like that in history where you had somebody that was either like trying to commit genocide against another group or trying to do something messed up to them.
Yeah. Yeah. But in the 50s and 60s, because there was the civil rights movement and the African independence movement, right? And they realized the only way that each other was going to actually get what they wanted is to unify Pan-Africanism, right? Because the Africans don't have enough European power, where the African Americans do, and the African Americans in the diaspora don't have the resources, the need of the resources that the Africans do. So if you marry the two, the political power and the resources, you can actually vie for a better deal. And we got a better deal because of it. America had to bow because they inherited the world, but the resources are in Africa, and they didn't want to go country by country trying to have military action to actually defeat these people. So they had to give up something. So they did. We got something, they got something, right? But the thing is, we have this myth that all black people are the same. I grew up with that myth. And it's a hard pill to swallow when that myth actually dies. So I understand why people are resistant to it.
Let me ask this, Darnus, because Darnus, you've been to 8 different countries. I only want the first one. BGS, I don't know how many. Have you been to Africa before, BGS?
Yeah, I've been to a couple African countries. Yeah.
Okay, so Darnus has been a few. What have you seen differences? Like, are the black people the same in Senegal as they are in Kenya, or as they are in Mali, as they are in Namibia?
As far as what, just the way they carry themselves, or
yeah, in general, are there similarities? Are there differences?
I mean, I would say this. What I've noticed, there's a code of conduct that's the same amongst all Africans, as far as I would say family structure, morals, things of that nature. I think the only thing that really separates them, of course, there's the whole tribe thing and language. But as far as like just fundamentals and, like I said, code of conduct, I noticed that amongst all Africans is the same. Like certain shit that we tolerate in the black community, I don't care which part in Africa you're in, that shit's not going down. Like you're not gonna see no dusty feminism. You're not gonna see men dressed up like girls and girls dressed up like boys. It's just certain shit that is not going down, and I don't care which African country you're in. But yeah, as far as like certain tribes or whatever, yeah, I mean, there will be minor differences in regards to that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think Africans are coming to a point now, and really black people need to come to this point too. Just our situation currently, like our reality as a black people all over this planet, it's stupid to separate yourself by tribe, religion, light skin, dark skin, dusty feminist, hotep, or whatever. Like it's all like pointless. You know what I mean? Just because of where we're at currently as a collective. So I think they're starting to notice that somewhat. But again, one thing that the brother that we have to realize what happened during the civil rights movement, and also during the African independence movement, was Europeans came in and put in their proxy leaders, and so you still have that going on to this day.
Yeah.
So the leadership is still pretty much controlled by the West.
Yeah.
Because these leaders are funded by the West. They're given nice, shiny Rolls Royces and offshore bank accounts, and you know, African leaders are quick to sell out of all people. So I think that's the main. African leaders are quick to sell out of all demographics of people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if it's Japanese, Asian, Central American, South American. African leaders are the easiest and quickest to sell out.
Yeah.
I mean,
so your ass out so quick, man. Especially that motherfucker, Mobutu.
yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, because if you don't, there's two things. It's either what they call the
They're gonna kill you.
well, yeah, it's either lead or gold, right? Which one do you want?
Yeah, they're gonna definitely kill you. Thomas Sankara fought out the hard way.
Yeah, so I mean that's the only thing that's really keeping Africa from really getting to where and really experiencing its potential. It's just the leadership is so fucking terrible. But as far as I mean, you do have your different tribes in African countries, but it's not. I mean, there's not that much, I guess, aggression or conflict amongst them. Like people will make it out to seem. Like I said, the only thing keeping Africa back is the dusty leadership. That's what's holding Africa back is the terrible fucking leadership and the corruption. But among the people, it's not that bad like they make it seem. Now in Nigeria, you might have issues between like the Hausa, and you got the Biafra, and you know they beef a little bit. But for the most part, it's not that bad.
Yeah, Biafra's trying to leave again, and I don't know how they're gonna do that. The North is not gonna let the Biafra get up out of there like that.
The thing is, that's the only thing I like about Europe losing power is that their influence on the continent you can feel it start to ebb. Is they have their own internal struggles and their own as they decline in population and their own internal struggles. Like Europe breaking up. Now, normally that would be a bad thing because it's bad for the world economy, but it's good for Africa because they can't wield that kind of France especially can't wield it without the rest of the European continent, can't wield that kind of influence on those 14 African colonies. If you get France out of there, you know, or decline the influence that France has on those colonies, Africa could heal a lot faster without France's influence. Because France really depends on those colonies, and they really hold a tight grip on them. They really start a whole lot of stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah, me and O'Shea were talking about this earlier. So the new French president came out and said that the reason why Africa is in the situation that it's in now is because they're having too much babies. Like, each family has eight kids, which isn't true. And so immediately a week later, Chad and Mauritania, who are Francophone countries, they passed a resolution basically saying that the maximum amount of kids per family is 3. So trust me, France is definitely still has a strong influence in these Francophone countries.
Oh yeah, but here's also the thing too. I want to put this out.
Go ahead.
With respect to the French and the one thing I got, the one thing I got to give the British a lot more respect for than the French is the British at least left a lot better infrastructure in Ghana. I mean, there's a reason why Ghana is doing better, Nigeria is doing better, Kenya is doing better than any Francophone. Like all Francophone countries ain't shit for the most part. Mali's terrible. For the most part, Senegal's terrible. Togo's a piece of shit. I mean, Chad's a piece of shit. I mean, the French really fucked. I mean, and please, let's not talk about, only Francophone country is doing decent is Rwanda. But the big bad basket, which is the Congo, that's one of the juggernaut African countries. Both Congo countries, actually. The French really put a hurt on Africa, man. The British did too, but the British did right by Africa a lot better. If you think about how Nigeria was able to do so good, it's because the British left a way better infrastructure for business, for schools. The French didn't do that. The French really fucked Africa up, man, and that's why you look at the top countries now: South Africa, for big time Rhodesia till you know what happened with that and came to Zimbabwe. But if you look at look at Namibia. I mean, that was almost a German colony for a certain time. But the English actually did a good job, but it it's not a good job, but they did better than the French did.
Well, because the English have a different outlook. They want to assimilate. They don't want to separate. Okay, they want to assimilate those African countries into thinking that they're British. They want to give them British thinking, which is a different. They colonize the mind and not the territory, right?
Oh.
In other words, if we can get them thinking like British subjects, if you notice that the Nigerians, they have no problem when they go to Great Britain because they are already a British subject, right? Same thing with the islanders. So basically the school system will make them think, colonize their mind, so it doesn't matter about trying to.
Can somebody please ban Handsome Jack? Where's the moderator at?
Okay, hold on a second. Handsome Jack. Let me get this shine out of here.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, he's a troll.
I don't even look at the chat. So
I'm just into this conversation.
Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh
yeah, go ahead.
What I'm saying is, remember that term, win the hearts and minds. You ever heard that? You hear military people use that. We got to win the hearts and minds. That was actually a British general in India. I think it was in the early 19th century when they were trying to colonize India, right? They said, okay, we can't militarily come in and take over this whole country. So we have to win the hearts and minds. So we set up schools, we do projects. In fact, the Chinese are trying to do exactly the same thing. In other words, we can't hold them militarily. So basically what we have to do is persuade them with soft power by building stuff, by teaching them so they can become colonized in their brain. So if we colonize their minds, we don't have to come down heavy-handedly and actually take over. Okay.
Well, that's the same thing they did in the North. The British, what you said is the same thing happened in the North because the North was Muslim. The British were trying to establish Christianity. And so when they came into Nigeria, they went south. They let the North run itself with its own imams. And they did just what you're saying.
Yeah.
Then they switched sides when they left and gave all the guns and shit to the North.
To the North, yeah. That's called the
Christianity set in Nigeria. And then turned around and supported the Muslims against their black Christians. Ain't that something?
It's called the balance of power. I'm trying to remember the name of the guy that came up with the term. It's escaping me right now. I got so many terms in my head, it's ridiculous. But it's a very famous treatise by a guy that talked about the balance of power. They've been doing it with France and Germany forever. Okay, if one side, in other words, to maintain the balance of power, whoever the weakest person is, weakest group is, they give that person the guns and the aid so that they can rise up and they can kind of balance things out to where they won't be affected. So it's politically, it's really deep. I'm trying to remember the name of the guys. I'll put it in the description, not in the comment section when I find it, so you can check it out for yourself.
I wish somebody would give my weak ass some guns. I'll tear this motherfucker. Give me some shit.
You're a Negro peeing. They don't have to worry about you.
Oh, nigga, I'll start shooting. I'll shoot myself on accident. Oh, shit. Let me get some shit. It's gonna be cracking in this motherfucker.
Yeah, but geopolitics, man, is complex, and I know I'm throwing a lot of stuff at you guys, but there's soft power. There's three ways to make people do something, right? Force, wealth, and persuasion, right? And British start off with the force. They give you some wealth, and then they bring in the schools and the religion to do what? That's soft power. But that's long. It takes longer, but it's longer lasting. It's harder to change a mindset. Okay, if somebody's got you by captive and they got a gun on you, once the gun is gone, what's going to happen? Your mindset, what your behavior is going to go back to normal, right? Same thing with wealth. Okay, once they stop paying you, your mindset's going to go back. But if they colonize your mind, socialize you, you probably never escape that by yourself.
Damn. Mom, I learned a lot today. Let me do some. Let's take a little bit of a break. Y'all get the goddamn likes up. You niggas on here.
Stop the show.
Stop the goddamn show. 363 watching. So we got an all-star cast on here. I appreciate everybody coming here. We need practical solutions. You need to like the video, nigga. That's what you need to do. Shit.
Well, okay. If you give O'Shea a donation of at least $5, you can type in your question and I'll give you a solution to what you want.
Oh
Favorite
shit,
deal?
BGS. Yeah, I'm broke, man.
Deal?
Yeah. So let's get the likes up, y'all. We got 358 people watching right now, so we have a really good show. And shout out to me and Search for a Hulu typically do this every Sunday. Search for a Hulu. We just need to go ahead and get a blanket in the bed and just come live on my channel. He
I
always
heard
over
that.
here.
I'm not coming to Poland.
I heard
Yeah.
that. Too cold.
Not with that African shit on you, not they gonna whoop your ass if you come over here with that shit. you'll be
Might be
one
some
missing nigga over here.
There'll be some Serbians around the corner, huh?
Yeah, nah, they ain't gonna do that over here. But I like chopping it up, man. Y'all get the likes up. You niggas are some stingy. We talking about black solutions.
Hey, where's
and
that
you
kid?
niggas stingy with likes.
Where's that? All them folks that want solutions, donate to the channel, and we'll talk about it. But if not, stop with the solution shit. Okay.
Well, let me
These
ask you this.
niggas don't want no damn solutions, man.
Okay, because I spent 15 years and we chopped all this stuff up. So if you want solutions, and I'm donating my time. If you donate to O'Shea's channel, I'll answer your question. Other than that, shut up.
Shit, I'm asking questions for you myself.
Solutions
Shit. So let me ask
require
you,
work.
Let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
For like, okay, now Dynast, and Dennis always says whenever he comes on, he's like, man, support, black male media as we're going forward. Now, we know about the ebony.coms are falling, the ebonies, the BT, stuff like that. Usually a group of people who want to support their agenda can control their own media. How can people, in your opinion, like me, Angry Man, Dynast, yourself included, what is it that we can do to further our own media presence as black men?
Be consistent, okay. If you're consistent and your work improves and people get to trust, because you have to win black men's trust. Once you win their trust, then you get their hearts and their minds, and then you'll get their dollars, right? With a woman, if you affect her emotions, that's what she pays you for, right? For the men, it's the exact opposite. So keep doing what you're doing because your channel's growing, you're getting more money, you're getting more hardcore subscribers. Like I have hardcore subscribers. Even I have hardcore white subscribers because I'm giving them the information that they want, right? So, but over time, they have to learn to trust me because in the beginning, they didn't trust me. I was questioned a lot, right? But as I was proven right, that's how come your information has to be solid, especially with black men, because if you slip a little bit, they're going to challenge you, right? But do your due diligence, keep up your work, make sure that you're on point, and black men will slowly but surely start to filter in and support you. They're going to do that. And don't be afraid, man. Don't be. I like it. You're not afraid to ask. You're not afraid to demand value for what you're giving. Because
because you're like a god in the black manosphere, man. All this money came in just like crazy, man. Okay. Dark Man 60 says, why do some of us can get it and are awake and some fight against it?
Because you got to remember what you're fighting against is black people that have been socialized to be white. Okay, because they've been. The old saying is, if you get the child from of 0 to 7, I have the man, right? So basically, you're socialized to be white from 0 to 7. It's a total shocking reaction to actually go the other way. So you're fighting against a black culture that's broken. They've been the white colonized mind that's resistant to black people doing something and you as a black man doing something. So there's going to be resistance. So you have to look for, if you don't want to teach and break down, take time to break down those barriers, those chains that's inside their mind, what you have to do is find like-minded people. And if you want to do something and you want to do something with black people, it's going to take time. It's not going to happen like it happens for white people. Okay. You have to actually literally step by step teach them and train them and reshape their minds, right? If you do that, then you go ahead, Angry Man.
Yeah, that I was gonna agree with you. That's what I've been doing with my channel. Like every once in a while, I'll have conversations with them about that very concept. So
Mm-hmm.
what I'm doing is the people that follow me, like I'm slowly training them
Right.
to actually support black male media.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? O'Shea, you're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You may not realize it, but you're doing the same thing. Like when you say certain things to your audience. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Because a lot of things that I've done, right, is I'll make sure that my information is on point, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
and I always say to my followers, right, or my students, right, don't take my word as God. Go out and try it for yourself. So in other words, when you give them good information, they go out and look for themselves. They find out, oh, this nigga know what he's talking about. What else does he have? What else does he have? And slowly but surely, they start to trust you. Slowly but surely, you'll build up your base. That's what you have to do. It's not easy. You know, I would say, niggas and Jews are roughneck peoples. All right, it takes time, and it takes
Yeah.
black people are roughneck people. So it takes time. But what next question?
Let's do this. So why can't actually I'm gonna let Master Teacher open this one up. And I'm gonna actually see if we can get these two brothers because I know they want to get on this one too. Why can't blacks build their own infrastructure? Plenty of blacks have millions. Rob Myers. Well, actually, the black community has a 1.4 trillion dollar spending power.
Yeah. Okay. Because what you're fighting against is the white man's ice is colder. If an infrastructure is very easy to build if you have customers. The problem with the black community is not businesses; it's customers. How do you convince black people to buy from them from other black people? It's not
Yep.
because we do it the other way. Okay, we trying to push black people to build, right? Okay,
Mhm.
just like Walmart. You can build a big old Walmart building, fill it with stuff, but if no customers come through, a month later it's closed, right? That's what happens to
Right.
black
Yep.
businesses, right? Why do we have to convince black people to support their own? And it's been the same thing for 30 years. It's not building businesses, convincing black people to go into business. Black men and black people are very smart. If there's money to be gotten, they will find it, just like drug dealers do. The reason you have drug dealers is because there's money to be made, right? Because there's
Yeah.
customers, right? If I open up a grocery store, I'll open up I'll open up a whole chain because there's money to be made, right? Building is not the issue. Customers and support is the issue. All right. Same thing that these brothers are talking about, right? Okay. Why is Thomas Sotomayor, who talks shit, has 100,000 followers and making all this money, right? And they don't, right? It's because the base and the customers are willing to support them. It's real simple. It's not rocket science.
Yep.
Go ahead.
But bro,
So
I would say this, at least speaking for Atlanta, what I'm
Mm-hmm.
noticing now, areas that are being gentrified,
Mm-hmm.
black people who live in those communities are being more conscious and supporting the
Yes.
black-owned businesses that are in those areas. I see a
Yep.
lot of that in the neighborhood I live in Atlanta.
Yeah, you're changing
So,
the environment. They're desperate now. They see it
right,
coming. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
let me Angry Man, what's your take on this?
Well, just like BGS was saying, that's why I don't like those arguments when people try to say black people need to build, black people need to build. You know, we don't black people don't have a shortage of entrepreneurs.
No.
We just don't.
No.
We got plenty of entrepreneurs. Like I have a family member that's currently, in prison, but when he was out, this brother not only did he trap, but he owned a trucking company and he worked a job.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like successfully. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the vice was the trapping or whatever, but when you sit back and you watch the ingenuity of a black man doing something like that, you know immediately that it's not as simple as black men need to start businesses, black men need. No, that's not what it is. Like, there's a lot of things that's playing factors into
Yeah.
black people not being able to build infrastructure. Part of it is cultural.
Yeah.
as far as like the issues that we got as a people. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing. It ain't the economics of it, really. Like, you know, it's the mental issues.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah.
I want to jump in real quick because he just made a great point. Both of you make a great point. All three of you, because back to what Dinah said when I went to Uganda. And Kevin, I'll send you a link in a second. I thought I'd send it. I forgot to do it. I noticed, and Dinah's told me this. He said, when you get there, you're going to see a lot of businesses there. But it's not that you're going to see a lot of business there. You're going to see a lot of the same businesses like right next to one another. So imagine what I'm saying is you can go down the street and you can see literally 3 furniture stores right next to each other, unregulated. It's almost like in the black community where you have 3 black churches in a 1-block radius. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in Africa, it's worse. And if Dinah's, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And so the thing about it is that there is so much business, but not enough customers. And I see that, like in average, a lot of people selling shit, not a lot of people buying stuff. I also think, too, in my behalf, is that for people who want to go into business, they don't know their demographic. Let me tell you what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
The first blog I started was called planetoshavemag.com. It was a hip hop blog. I didn't have a target audience. I didn't have a target anything. I just and the same editor I have is the same guy. My boy Maru's out in Romania, and we were just writing articles hoping that they would trend. But the thing is, a lot of people in business, you don't know who you're going to sell to, or what your product is for, or what your anything is for. And that's something that black people really don't take into consideration is, are you getting into a market that's so saturated? And, most people in black businesses, they're into, hair cutting, weave, or soul food dinners, something like that. But it's never in something that, or rap music, that's a big thing. Obviously you want to be a rapper, want to sell CDs, like that.
Yeah.
But it's never something that's so articulated to a specific audience. Now think about black male media. That's something that nobody wants to touch. You know what I mean? That's an industry in itself. Yeah. And you've been talking about it. Ron been talking about it. But I think that a lot of black people, when they want to go into business, who are you selling to? Who are your potential people? And that's the thing a lot of people don't really understand is every business is not for everybody, right? The person who wants to sell motherboards for Windows computers is already told himself, I don't want to fuck with nobody who likes Apple. Out the gate. I'm making my product for just Windows. A lot of black people don't know how to really get into that specific niche, like and work that niche.
Yeah, they do. Okay, they do. But I've told a lot of people, a lot of associates, right? They started businesses, right? And they wanted to start a black business, and it's a niche market. I said, okay, that the majority of your customers won't be black, right? Okay.
There you go.
Like I have a good friend that has he's a raw food chef, right? And he went into it so that black people can actually eat healthy. He wanted to sell to black people. I said, most of your customers won't be black, right? He said, no. He got out there, found out most of his customers are not black. You cannot market yourself as a black company. Most of these, you have black companies that are in niche markets, but they don't market themselves as a black company because that's like the kiss of death.
You know what? Before I'm gonna shout out to the brother that just donated 20. Ilika Spain said, "Bro, on point." He actually donated $20. Thank you, man. Be just making me rich tonight, bro. Even my site, the Negro Manosphere, somebody told me not to name it that because that name, So what you're saying is so true. What you gonna say, Dynast?
I was gonna say, where was the raw food restaurant at? Because I know out here, man, the conscious community, they will spend so much money on raw food, but ride the bus and not have a car. I'm shocked that
he's in Las Vegas. So.
Oh, okay, that's why. Well, that's why. Never mind. That's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's in Atlanta. Oh, where are you at? You in Atlanta?
I'm in Atlanta. Yeah.
Okay. You have a segment that will support you, like conscious community. We make because we're influential. We sound like we're big, but it's actually really small, smaller than most people actually think. And even in Atlanta, if you open up a raw food restaurant, the majority of people that are going to be eating there are going to be white. Unfortunately.
It depends on the area, because I know where I live, it's predominantly black. Like I said, these countries they will eat that Brussels sprout. They will pay $20 for a kale Brussels sprout.
Yeah.
But oh yeah.
It was organic.
These little raw food places. There's a black-owned raw food place here in Atlanta. A wrap is like $25, and them conscious Rastafarians and Hebrew Israelites, and they be buying that shit up. But then they won't have cars. I mean, it'd be 5 to 10 in the apartment. You know, it's weird. But they buy that shit out here.
Yeah.
All right. I see Kevin came on. Shout out to him. Let me start off with this last question, and we'll go to Kevin. But this brother wants to know thoughts on conservative. Sensei B, shout out to you, man, for your super chat. Also, freelance Ronan. John Adams used the heart and minds quote in Revolutionary War, from what I'm meaning. Okay. Thanks, freelance, we're always on. And Sensei B says thoughts on conservatism and capitalism. It's kind of a vague question, but
okay. Conservatism is if you think about conservatism, you got to look at old-fashioned liberalism. And John, Adam Smith and all these people are actually not conservatives; they're actually liberals. They're laissez-faire liberals. So capitalism and conservatism is actually liberal capitalism. Conservatism is China, Germany, Korea, Russia. Okay, so don't let the conservative tag. What the difference is that liberals that we call liberals here are socialist, but they don't want to name it socialist because it has a negative term to it. But they're actually neo-socialists. Like you look at Barack Obama, you look at Clinton, both Clintons, even to some point the Bushes are like neo-socialists, Fabian socialists as we call it. So you have to really get into the meaning of what a conservative really is and what a liberal really is, and you will start to break down what these terms actually mean. Conservative, all it means is old-fashioned laissez-faire liberal. If you study Adam Smith, the people that started the country, those kind of people are what we call now conservative.
Is the Nation of Islam conservative in your opinion?
Yes.
They authoritarian. Yeah, they are real conservatives. They're not fake conservatives.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's. I think Kevin Samuels, he wanted to get on the stream, so he wanted to come in and talk to the brother. So, what up, Kevin? What's going on, man? Is he there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, do you? I know you know Dynas, right?
Yeah.
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 Dynas.
Yeah. I watch everybody that's on the stream right now. I'm just in the
cool.
hangout right now. I was in the hangout last night for about 4 hours. I couldn't get in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had a hangout last night for 4 hours?
Yeah. It was good. I heard everything Queen had to say, and
it was one of my hangouts. Yeah.
Yeah. I watched it. Yeah. I was in there for about 4 hours. I watch Angry Man stuff. I watch everybody's stuff.
Oh, cool. I appreciate it.
No problem. And I think it's interesting. We were talking about all this advertising, marketing, sales psychology, and I do remember the video you're talking about how to sell to a Negro. I got 25 plus years of sales and advertising experience in corporate America, and that was a video that I used to let my sales team friends watch. We are great consumers. BGS hit it on the head. retrain our customers and to buy from us, to not look at us, because as soon as we open a business, black people in general, black men in particular, when we may have fans, supporters, but as soon as you have somebody put their money where their mouth is, you get the double side eye.
Yeah.
Because one, you know, white man's ice is colder. Two, you shouldn't have that. And it's good that we have this kind of long form content to where we can actually have all of our fans or supporters, would be clients and customers, hear how we talk and understand that, oh, these guys really are trying to help and do something. They ain't just trying to nickel and dime and hustle us out of money, because that's a barrier we have to overcome often.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, we have to hold the people that do that to, you know, put them to task, because it hurts everybody when they say somebody that takes money and doesn't do what they say. Okay,
right?
Then it hurts everybody.
Well, you know, I think the first place we get that experience is, I'm from the Bible Belt, and the first place we get that experience is from is, you know, the building funded church.
Yeah.
And then if you run a YouTube channel and you're asking for donations, like Angry Man was saying, I make sure I update my content daily. I mean, my equipment, I let people know where their money is going.
Yeah.
Because men, when we see what you're doing, we'll support, but we got to see it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Go ahead and mute, because I'm in a noisier place and I don't want to disrupt the stream.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I remember the minor Marcus, man, he came in, he was shitting on me, right, about Bitcoin. So I just simply pulled out a Bitcoin chart, because I used to trade, and I actually showed them the Bitcoin chart, showed them that it was in a bubble and it was going to go down, man. You know how many supporters I got behind that? He hasn't said shit since.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine.
Yeah. But I'm saying,
shit, Anthony Brian Logan's here.
Hey, ABL, what's going on?
Make it you want to get on, ABL?
Hey, ABL, I saw your stream last night too. I wanted to holler at you about this whole legalizing drugs conversation to get that dialogue started.
Oh, they got it. Okay, that is a whole different topic, man. They trying to get in front of this opioid, man, that's killing white folks.
Well, that's what it's about. Because when it was affecting the black community, nobody gave a fuck.
Oh yeah.
Say it again.
Well, when it was affecting the black community, they didn't give a fuck. But now that it's affecting the white community.
Oh yeah. They gotta get in front of this, man.
I think Michigan, I think police officers, I forgot which city, were carrying the opioids on them. So if someone was overdosing, they would shoot them up with it or something.
Yeah. In other words, there's a shot that you give them to actually stop their body from seizing up, right? Because opioids, basically what it does is it puts your nervous system to sleep, right? So it shut down your brain function, shut down your breathing, and they will basically suffocate, because the opioids is there to actually relax the brain, right? So if they don't get that shot, they'll suffocate to death. So that's the overdose. They'll actually slow down and die. So you give them that shot that wake up their counteract the opioids and actually wake the brain up and actually bring them back to life. So they carry that shot because so many people are overdosing. They can't call 911 because it'll be too late. So they're actually carrying the shot with them. In fact, they're going to start selling the kit to people over the counter.
I swear, man. I swear. The amount of reform we get when shit is affecting the white community.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. You would do the same if it was you, if you were in charge.
Yeah, because they're trying to legalize it in Oregon. Like pretty much all hard drugs will be legal in Oregon or some shit like that.
What the thing is, remember I knew something was up when they were trying to legalize marijuana. Okay, because they've been fighting marijuana for 120 years. So all of a sudden you're ready to legalize this. So something's up. But the opioid,
reefer madness.
Yeah, in fact, I got to do a video on this talking about it. It's called something called Sentinel, right? Where it's like it's actually synthetic opioids for elephants, for big, large animals, right? But it's like a grain of salt, a dose the size of a grain of salt will kill you, and that's what you're cutting into the base heroin to actually give it a kicker, right? So a lot of people don't know how to cut that stuff. They're using too much and they're killing themselves with it. But the thing is, a kilo of this stuff will give you 50 million doses. So it's hard to keep. It's almost impossible to keep out of the country. So rather than fighting it, just trying to get in front of it. So that's why they're all of a sudden opening up the legalization of drugs and stuff like that. Because if they don't, there's no way they can keep this synthetic opioids out of the country. It's impossible. So rather than fighting it, trying to get in front of it. That's what's going on.
Speaking of which, I got some liquor in here. I'm gonna go ahead and get me a glass of this shit because I'm gonna be talking shit for you later.
Any ex drug
real nigga,
any ex drug dealer or drug offender that can't find a job, go get your certification as a. I'm serious, man. It's a solution. Go get your certification as a drug counselor, because and move into a white area where they need open up a shop where there's white folks. Oh man, you're gonna make some money because they don't have enough of them. If you want to make some money, there's a solution for you. Somebody needs to donate $5. Okay, that's a quick solution because white people are doing it left. They don't have nearly enough drug counselors. So all you hypes that went to jail for doing drugs and stuff like that, get your certification. So become a drug counselor, make some money.
You know, this is funny because this opioid crisis. I remember when I lived in Dallas in the 90s when the black tar heroin was ravaging the city in the South. And it was always amazing to me that when crack and stuff was running through the hood, it wasn't a problem. But when black tar heroin started hitting the suburbs, then it became an epidemic and a scourge, and we put in resources. But like you said, here's a solution.
Yeah.
Because there are not enough people to work in these rehabs as counselors, such and so forth. And if they're going to put the dollars out there, we might as well benefit.
You might as well. And the Chinese are flooding the United States with this shit, man. They're reversing the opium wars.
The opium wars revisited.
Yeah, revisited, man. Part 2. The opium wars revenge.
Yeah.
And they said,
I'm trying to.
We can't get the British, we'll get the UAs.
Yep. But go
ahead. Speaking of the Chinese flooding America with shit, I don't mean to go off topic, but I'm still trying my best to figure out how the hell did the value of Jordans go up when China was flooding the damn market with Jordans?
Because hey, like Cerulean says, because niggas.
Who's it?
Cerulean.
Y'all look, this is a Polish
what is
cherry vodka. I'm about to get turned up.
How, is it good?
Soplica.
Is it good?
Hell yeah, that shit good. What the hell, nigga?
I don't know, man. I don't need no Polish vodka, man.
Do you want some? When I come back home, I'll bring you some.
All right.
Ain't nothing.
All right.
Shit will fuck you up. Shit.
Yeah, but that's a deep story. In fact, I have I think on my channel I put up a C-SPAN video where the doctors actually talking about this opioid crisis, man. They said this shit is really deep and they have to get in front of this stuff because it's only going up. It killed like 60,000 people last year.
Wow. Well, in West Virginia, in one county in West Virginia, the county population is 6,400. They pumped close to, they said, basically enough opioids, Oxycontin, for everyone in the county to have 4,000 tablets that month. I've counseled in this stuff before, and I've seen what this stuff does. I mean, you know, I was raised, like I said, Baptist, where I always thought drugs was what those folks did. But, you know, these prescription painkillers, heck, Oxycontin without acetaminophen was marketed to physicians as a less addictive alternative to Vicodin.
God, good grief.
And then,
Lord,
and then they made the cover of Time magazine 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
As hillbilly heroin. There's a show called The Outsiders where they're showing this happen in real time. This is. But again, when it was in the hood or it was a brown issue, we had the same kind of scourges. But now they're going to put money and funding towards it, so we might as well get it.
But the new stuff that they have on it, fentanyl and sentinel, man, it's like Fentanyl is like 150 times more powerful. Okay, Sentinel is like 1,000 times more powerful, and
Well,
that's
that's
what
the
they're trying to keep out. Yeah.
Hey, I just want to say this. I want to say this right quick. The thing about the heroin crisis, the opioid crisis, is that it's not just affecting white folks. It's affecting everybody. White folks happen to be the face of it because they're the majority population, but it's hitting everybody. Did you see the article about the 10-year-old black boy that died? That died because he touched a bag of fentanyl when he was outside playing in the pool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's hitting everybody. And then, we glorify it in our music. You got guys like Future talking about it, lean and stuff like that. Lean ain't nothing but a liquid opiate. And there's commercials on TV talking about, oh, take this medication for your constipation due to your opiate overdose or whatever it is. So it's not just a white thing. It's hitting everybody, but white folks are the face of it, and they're making the biggest fuss about it. We're not, for some reason.
Because the vast majority of the people that are dying are white people in rural counties. That's where it's really where there's no jobs, no future.
Yeah, the Rust Belt.
I mean, the Rust Belt, it's killing them. I mean, like the majority of the people, I would say, like 90% are like white folks. 90%. And
well, because they're the majority, but it's killing us too, though. It's also ravaging us. But people, we don't really talk about it though. We kind of like push it under the rug. Because, if you want to talk about that, they want to say, "Oh, what about white folks?" We don't want to talk about ourselves. We talk about white folks. So they talk about it. So they talk about it themselves. But we don't talk about ourselves.
Well, the thing is, we've been kind of inoculated because we went through the crack era, so we don't have as many people that are willing to take those kind of drugs. So you kind of inoculate. Well, if white people didn't go through the same thing.
Nah, that's not true. Like, it's affecting us. Like the opiate crisis is affecting everybody, because you have to understand the opiate crisis is coming from legal drugs that are being prescribed. That's the issue. So it's impacting everybody. But I mean, just go out in the street and see what people are doing. Just go to these hoods and see what they're talking about. Oh, I'm on that Molly. I'm on them perks. That's opiates.
I do.
That's opiates.
I was on all that shit.
Hold on a second.
I do. I counsel in that every week at my church and in the hood and in the rehab here. So you're right. It is touching all of us, but not at equal levels. Black people are the canaries in the coal mine.
Yeah.
What BGS is saying is we've already had our apex in the crack era.
Yeah.
And now the rest of the society, United States, is finally dealing with their version. No different than black men were the original MGTOW.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree, it's an issue, but
not nowhere near what it is in the white community.
And we need education around anything, information. There's extremism on both sides. Extremism never is a solution. And when you have a lot of people who are extreme one way or another and not enough information, we just stay in our positions. It's just a conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is, what they're trying to do is get in front of it, because the pills are not the problem. It's when they can't get the pills and want something stronger, and that's when they gravitate up, like fentanyl. Just by touching it, he died, right?
Well,
that's right.
Well, see, here's the issue with it. The issue with it is, to drugs in this country that we're being affected by, especially black people. But the problem with black people is we've become desensitized to the drug issue. And, because of the crack era, we desensitized to it. So when you see all of these white people starting to die off of opioids, it's like a shock, like, oh my God, I can't believe that's going on. When you see black people having these issues when it comes to crack cocaine, when it comes to heroin, when it comes to crystal meth, when it comes to lean, we just look at it like it's a normal thing. You see what I'm saying? So that's the reason why there isn't like a huge outpour of, oh my God, this issue is affecting everybody. It's like a culture shock because of the fact that these white people got this, because they're going through the same thing, just like old boy said, they're going through the same thing that we went through in the crack epidemic and the heroin epidemic.
Yeah, the 70s. That was
bad.
The
70s
heroin epidemic.
Yeah, coming back to Vietnam.
Places like that, man. Let me tell you, them niggas was that shit.
Well, Nixon had to deal with it when when the soldiers came back from Vietnam, and he was one of the first presidents to actually start talking about making it a public health issue, but then of course his untimely resignation, and we decided to
Yeah.
treat it as a criminal versus being a mental health issue. Bottom line is, I agree
Yeah.
with what Angry Man is saying. We have become desensitized. I agree with what ABL is saying. This is a scourge. Free flow
Yeah.
drugs with no information is never a good thing. And to turn a light to this situation and actually say, okay, people find these prescription drugs legally and illegally, whether they're cancer survivors or whether they just partying and doing Molly. The net result of it is when someone can't get it, they get into a withdrawal that is so painful to them, they're willing to do whatever. Now, the majority of people will never get to that level, just like they never get to that level with liquor, liquor, cigarettes, or whatever. Still doesn't make it right. Still doesn't make it good. But we need to talk about it and understand what we do.
I will say this though. When it comes to drug use, white people they go about it in a very different way than black people do. Black people always, we have an ability to we know who's selling this and who's selling that because we've been dealing with that for so long. But what I've noticed about white people, because my girl actually works in a healthcare facility, like they go about it like this. They show up and try to hustle the system out of prescription drugs. I've noticed that. Like they'll come in and they'll have they'll already have their allotted medication for that month, but they'll come in and be like, oh, I lost my medication or this, that, and the third. And so they had to actually put in safeguards, because I actually even worked for call center one time where we actually had people that would call in and they try to get a pre-certification to go get another 30 days of their medication. And so that became a huge problem recently, where they had to start putting safeguards in place so that people wouldn't be able to do this. Like they would literally go from clinic to clinic and get prescription drugs. You know what I'm saying?
It was called doctor shopping and script flipping. Before the DEA and then the state DEA, because there's the DEA at the federal level, and each state has their own drug enforcement agency. Before everything was tied together on the same systems, you would have, versus, let's say someone didn't have insurance or whatever, they go score on the street corners or whatever. Folks was going in, if you had a medical card, you go into your doctor, get a script, go to another doctor, get a script, go to another doctor, get a script, get 300, 400, 500 pills, and you're getting just as high, if not higher, than people doing heroin. Yours is legally paid for. Then if you decide to OD or whatever, you can go to the emergency room and then go check in, and the government, your medical insurance pays for 7 days of rehab and then 30 days outpatient. You didn't have insurance, you had to go through the street system. Now everybody's being basically kicked to the same system because what you're talking about, they're watching that script flip. So we have to have more people understanding what's going on to watch what the situation is, so we don't get to an out of control mark. So yeah, I think there's a way to do it. I don't ever think that I'm about, you can have liberty. I don't think even if you could legalize it, I don't think it will get out of control, but I don't know if I want to sit there and die on that hill. I would not want my daughter using this stuff. So
and then you got to think another reason that, like, I seen that whole heroin thing coming, and the whole reason, because like cats used to talk about it, is like, yo man, heroin about to make a comeback. And the reason why a lot of cats understood that is because, most people may not realize it, but the crack cocaine trade took like a serious hit when they was having all of those different wars in and they had all them issues in South America, and like the price of crack, like cocaine, like raw cocaine, went up, like it doubled. So whereas cats used to be able to get their stuff and cut it and then be able to make like a serious profit, that profit got cut in half. So it got to the point where a lot of cats look at it like, shit, the risk isn't even worth the reward anymore. You know what I'm saying? So that shit kind of slow, because I know cats in certain areas that was doing their thing. They was like, fuck it, I might as well just go get a regular damn job. It's real talk.
It's like that, when we had not Boys in the Hood, then we had New Jack City. Remember the movie
Mm.
Sugar Hill? Sugar
Yeah.
Hill came out.
Yeah.
That was the first quote unquote heroin movie. Came out around
Yeah.
the same time the black tar heroin was coming in from Mexico. So you're right, there were precursors and things letting us know. And now we have it more popularized, more glamorized. That whole Oxycontin thing happened in the 90s. So now it's on people's radar. And I don't ever recall a time in the country's history where we actually decided to have a conversation other than just say no.
Yeah.
That's not a policy.
Yeah. Because
And
this stuff is, when I hear doctors talking about this stuff, it could be 100 times worse than anything they've ever seen, because you have people out of work and more people getting ready to get pushed out of work, and they're desperate. And it's not really about the drug use, but about the economy that they can't fix. They got to get a handle on this real quick, because we have a whole lot of dead people.
Well, that's what happened with heroin. Heroin, crack was an anomaly as far as a drug, but depressants always follow depressions and economies. Stimulants follow growth economies. That's why Coke was big in the 80s. And then, crack was an anomaly, but in the 60s and 70s, when people were coming back from Vietnam, couldn't find a job, all these vets out homeless, such and so forth, that was the drug. But now you're having the pills, which are the downers, the opiates, running through the Rust Belt, and you can just find me a factory town or middle America, and I'll show you an opioid crisis burgeoning or blooming or happening.
Man, let me tell you something. The first time I seen a dude I seen a dude go, basically he had one of those, the thing you get from the store that you crush up pills with and shit?
Yeah.
Like, he had one of those, and he was taking Percocets and crushing it up and snorting it.
Yeah.
The first time I saw that shit, I was like, what the fuck? I said, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, yo, I'm telling you, that whole pill thing is crazy.
Yeah, the Oxycontin, the 80 ones. And here's the funny thing. You talk about the money, Valdez. Okay, well, you can basically get $1 per milligram on your pill. So if you got an Oxycontin that has 80 milligrams of the active agent, so one tablet, $80. You got a supply of 30 days for, so if you get 3 a day for 30 days, that's 90, right? Do the math.
Oh yeah.
That's what somebody can. So you got cats going to hospice, people who staying at home, who are dying, buying people's prescription, man. And it's a dirty game. It is a dirty game because the prescription has, and prescription drugs actually are already paid for by the time they enter into the system. That's the best kind of currency.
Yeah.
The drug company already made their money. It's went through the system, and then it flips on the street.
Yeah.
Not good for us, though.
Okay. So this is what I'm about to do, brothers. Now I know, damn, here come, Charles. Tell you what, Charles, listen. I actually have if you want to, damn, I'm here sweating like a motherfucker. I'm out here and eat all these lights in this dark ass skin, nigga. It don't work too good together. And I'm in here drinking this shit. And so,
that's what it is. That's that liquor.
Blackness and alcohol and lights directly on you is a motherfucker. So, Charles, I'll tell you what. Charles, I'm getting ready to have I got my Blog Talk Radio account. Now, I'm not streaming at the same time like y'all doing. Some of y'all don't know I have a Facebook group that I own. That's like, I ain't gonna tell you what it's called. There's like 100,000 people in there. So I have a show I got to do for them.
Okay.
On my Blog Talk Radio account. So Charles will tell you what you call into. I'm like, because Charles, Charles says he's ready now. I'm gonna get ready to end this one. So he must have been arresting somebody or some shit. I'm ready now. I'm like, nah, I'm about to go now, nigga. Shit. But Charles, if you want to, I'll give you my BTR number for my Patreon show. I'm about to do a show for them and my group. But and ABL, glad that you came on. ABL, when are we gonna do the 22 black reasons why black business fail? When are we gonna do that, man?
Hey man, whenever you're ready. You know, I was
Let me do
serious
it tomorrow
tonight.
because you so big time and everything like that, man. I know I'm a small fry, brother. I understand that, brother.
You don't know us. You don't know us no more.
Yeah, you got that 100-something thousand. You kicking it with some black guy and everybody and doing hangouts with time.
And OJ Trial probably got
you don't know your
20,000
players
more.
over here no more.
That
Now,
OJ Trial,
why?
OJ Trial probably got him 20,000 more.
Yeah, shit. I ain't got man. ABL, man. You know what? It's funny because ABL has a lot of subscribers. I'm just like hella popular in this ghetto side of YouTube, but outside, nobody know me outside of this shit. Like OJ who?
He crossed over, huh?
Oh yeah, he started
He's a crossover. Huh?
ABL show was on fire last night. The chat room is scrolling so fast you can't even read it. They love.
How many people you had watching last night, ABL?
It wasn't me. Probably about right around 200 at a time.
Did you clean up in the super chats?
Super chat was lit always.
Did you get him for 300 for that?
Very, very well. Congratulations, man. Very well run show. I like.
Because if I'm over there, I'll always be over there tricking. If I see you on there, I'll buzz it. ABL, here goes some money, nigga. But shout out to him, man. Can we do it tomorrow, man? We can do it tomorrow. And then me and Dinah's got to do another show because we got to roast some people. Dinah's, anybody else got on the roast list?
No, not right now, man. I'm trying to keep it positive. I don't want to have to, but some people be a reason to roast them. So
because you've been on fire, man, with the Dusty roast videos the last 2 weeks. For Pan-Africanism, man, you've been kind of going in a little bit, brother. Yeah.
So you always get on me, oh shit, when I roast people, man. And you guys over there doing it weekly, man. What's up?
You're supposed to not be as dignified as us. That's the whole thing.
All right.
That's what I do. You guys
I'm get on me. You guys get on me like, okay, you knew better than spank that little kid like that. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, because that's how you see. I started off on this motherfucker as a shit talking nigga.
Okay.
That ain't your field.
Okay, all right. I'm not my lane.
You can't. Yeah, man. You can't be out there, trying to bat left-handed when you bat right, nigga. You can't do that shit. All right. Leave the ghetto shit to me. Leave the ghetto to me, Minister Jap, and Tommy. Those are probably the most ratchetest motherfuckers on the black YouTube. Talk the most shit. I don't even think there's too many more vile, just hood rat-ass niggas than us three. God, well, me and Minister Jap for real. Minister Jap, I'll be like, God damn, did you really just say that shit?
No filter.
Nigga, Minister Jap, dude, some of his titles, I'm gonna read some of them real quick, man. I thought I was bad.
Oh no, yeah,
this nigga, Minister Jap, let me just go ahead and he be getting hella views, bro. I be fucking with his shit. Like, that's me. Me and him is real cool. He says love don't pay the motherfucking bills, broke relationship problems. That's actually a title of a video. Control your old messy bitch. This is an actual video. Content behind that. It was a cold video too. Cut them off as soon as they start acting funny. ACK apostrophe N.
Yeah, I had to fall back.
Daddy, you don't stay daddy. I mean, this is the kind of shit this nigga does, man.
I had to fall back on that shit, man. I don't want them kind of problems.
Yo, minute, and he did church music all in the background, nigga walking into the church. I'm like, God damn, nigga. So I'm in a little bit of a beef trying to be more ghetto than he can. I'm gonna start making my shit more ghetto because he trying to take my throne over here. Nigga, you can't be more fucked up than me.
That joker called me up. He'd be like, "Hey, bro, I'm about to drop this live stream, man." I said, "What it's about to be about?" He'll tell me the title. I'll be like, "No, don't do it."
And sometimes I notice it'd be so hood, he had to take it down off YouTube. He'd be like, this video is no longer available.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, I missed it.
I seen that,
yeah.
But shout out to him.
That's why I fell back like on some of my more questionable stuff, because I got tired of having to take it down. Like, I'd do a classic joint and then I had to take it down and shit, and I'd be like, man,
put it on Patreon, man. Put it on Patreon.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Doing. You can actually live stream over there now, so I'm gonna start doing.
You can live stream on Patreon?
Yeah, they got like
Oh,
a
nigga,
beta.
I'm about to be doing all kind of shit. I'm about to be damn near getting
Patreon.
naked on
Yeah,
my
man.
Patreon is blowing up. They got crowd site. Yeah, check it out. There's a lot of new. There's
I
another
thought you
app
had to
that came
post a
out.
video from YouTube to Patreon. I know you can actually upload the video on Patreon.
Yes.
OBS.
I didn't know that.
You can do OBS from
I didn't know that.
on Patreon. On Patreon.
What?
No, they have another. They have something called I forgot what it's called, but they have their own little thing that you can do a live stream from there.
Okay.
Oh,
I might start doing my book lessons on Patreon like that then.
Yeah, man, I
Oh
sub
yeah.
you. Let me anybody on Patreon, man. I sub Kevin Samuels on Patreon. I need to go over there and get Angry Man on Angry Man. His shit is kind of, you gotta have good credit to have his Patreon nigga. He's
He takes Bitcoin.
yeah, nigga, you gotta have good credit, nigga. You gotta have a
Yeah.
down payment to go over there. I'm like, man,
He
$10.
takes Bitcoin, damn it.
Yeah, nigga, you get Bitcoin, $1 per month. I'm like, nigga, I ain't got it, nigga. I'm gonna just be PayPal when I got it, nigga. That's $10 a month, nigga. You know, and my girl she be having my credit card sometimes. Watch somebody decline, you be mad at me.
If you're not a big baller brand, you can't afford it.
Yeah, he started at 10. I
Hey,
said, fuck.
Hey.
And it goes on.
Hey, I tell them it's $1.99 less than Netflix.
Yeah, that nigga, he started off. I said, God damn, I gotta pay my cards off, nigga. But anyways, man, you know, I really want to say I got a lot of respect for everybody on this panel, man. Especially look at AB. I got that player standing in the seat. That's how you nigga got this young bitch coming over. Yeah, I'm sitting there. That's how you be looking like. Yeah, I know this bitch coming over in a few minutes.
That's the old-fashioned gangster lean. Hey, check him out, Valdez. It's the old-fashioned gangster lean. Diamond in the back.
Who that? ABL. Man, you know what? When I watch ABL, man, I don't mean no harm, bro. It's hard for me to focus, man, because you got that play button back there glistening and shit. I just be like, damn, I want that damn play button.
100,000.
Yeah, man, I want that play button so bad, man. I be like,
damn, they want no real niggas like us get it. We too hood, nigga.
Nah, cause I remember when it won't back there. You feel what I'm saying? It's some shit when you don't see it, and then all of a sudden it's up there. You like, oh shit.
If my ghetto ass get it, I'm gonna act a goddamn fool. I'm gonna put a Jerry curl wig on and all kind of shit. That's what I'm gonna get. Yes, sir. Damn, before he gets it. But I appreciate everybody on the panel, man, coming, all the fans. You guys made it a great show. I just came over here to roast a few people. Shout out to Sylvanus Omanoi, who wrote this article. He's in Lagos. That's actually a real person's name. Sylvanus, he's in Lagos. Thank you for Super Chat, Rodney. I just want to say this, man. You guys see, me, BGS, in Search for Uhuru, he's been coming in, even though he doesn't really. He did roast Feminista Jones, so officially he got to be a part of the manosphere now. You guys see we're trying to make this better. It's a lot different than what it was last year this time. Last year this time, man, it was not what it is today. I can tell you that. Angry Man can tell you that. We're not having these kind of conversations. So we're trying to make this better for our fan base, our black male fan base. You know, ABL comes over to the ghetto at least once a week now. He do leave in the bin, but he will come over and he will, it just lets you know that, if ABL would come over here, he will only come over here because, we got a little bit of fan base and stuff like that. So everybody recognizes what we're doing. So I do want to thank everybody on this panel for their contribution to what we consider the black manosphere. People like Kevin Samuels, people like BGS, who's been really instrumental in keeping the brothers together. Even with brothers that are not able to be worked with, we're not going to call no names. But I do want to thank you for your leadership on that, man, because you really have kept us, trying to keep us together. People like you, Alan Roger Curry, we really are trying to make this thing better. It's just the manosphere, the black manosphere is getting good, man. It really is. It really is. From the individual blog. Go ahead, Angry Man.
No, I was saying, yeah, it is. It really is. Like I'm sitting back watching some of the newcomers that's putting out content, and they putting out some solid stuff, man.
Hey, Angry
Who are the
Man.
Some solid
newcomers?
stuff.
Hey,
Like what's the dude you just did an interview with? Super
Oh
Sly.
yeah.
Yeah, he got some good stuff, man.
He don't give a fuck either. I like him. He don't
Nah,
give a
he
fuck.
don't. He don't got no
Shit.
filter. He don't got no filter. But he talking. But he talks common sense. You know. I like that.
hey, Angry Man, we got to get together too, man. Some of my subscribers were talking about we need to hook up and talk about some anime, some sci-fi, some Game of Thrones, and
Oh yeah.
some video games and shit like that. Cause don't let the suit fool you.
Oh yeah.
Sir, the
Oh yeah,
gaming,
man.
the gaming is big, man. Get into that because you'll be able to get a whole different fan base from
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Like I was just watching a
Yeah.
podcast right now. I ain't gonna, shout it out because I ain't trying to interfere.
Yeah.
But it's all black males, and they
No,
got.
shout it out, man. We want to know if we can help
Okay,
him.
all
Shout it
right.
out.
Weapon Wheel podcast. They got
Ooh.
1,300 live viewers right now.
It's
All
called
black
what?
males.
Wow.
1,300.
What is it
That's
called?
what's up.
Weapon Wheel podcast.
Weapon
You know,
wheel?
Weapon
Wrecking?
wheel, like a
Weapon wheel.
wheel of weapons.
A weapon wheel?
Yeah.
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 You know, it's funny. One of the biggest gamer channels
Damn,
in the
yeah,
world
those niggas
is
got
here
shit
in Oklahoma.
cracking.
One of the biggest game channels here is it's not a brother though, but he's got 2.8 million subscribers, and he's been trying to get me on this channel. So that may be a good segue to find out how to get on there because I grew up gaming.
Yeah, just talk about it. Talk about it occasionally on your channel. Just
right
right
now,
here and there.
dude.
You'll be able to get into it.
Yeah. There's a lot of crossover here, man. A lot of crossover.
Bro, they are. I'm in their shit right now, dog. You would not. They have 1,319 people watching. You can't even. This shit is. Ain't nobody donating, no. But I'm just saying.
Oh no, they got a Patreon too, and they got super chat and all that. They got all that on deck.
But I don't see nobody giving no
Plus they
money
got
to
individual
this motherfucker.
channels, so they're doing good.
They got a
Yeah, I'm
Patreon?
about to get into that soon as I get my capture card. I want to get another PC and get a capture card. And I'm probably gonna build a gaming channel where I just do the PewDiePie thing where I play games and talk shit while I'm playing them, you know.
Well, hey man, we need to get together on
Look
that
at
one
that.
for sure.
Dude, look at
I'm a
that. Look
big
at that. They
time
have
gamer.
253
Word.
Patreons.
Shit, I paid for the
And-
entire wedding to Hawaii, destination wedding, selling Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon cards. Yep.
Oh
Yep.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. Magic had a black. Yeah, geek culture is deep. You know how it is. It's deep.
Oh,
and it's
E3.
real.
If any of you guys seen E3, E3 was like an event that's bigger than like many movie events. Like video games at this point, they're a bigger market than movies are.
Yeah, I've been to Comic-Con and I went to Nationals and then World stuff for Yu-Gi-Oh. There's so much money in this stuff then. And it's the funny thing.
And see, you know what? That's one of the things that's been bothering me lately. Like I'm sitting back watching all of the money Cats is making off of geek culture, and I'm sitting here like, yo, I'm a bona fide geek. Like I know all of this shit.
we are well represented in it.
Sitting there like,
Dude,
wow.
these are the truth, bro.
You know, it's funny you start talking about Dragon Ball Z, and every time I go to Comic-Con or a comic book tournament or a Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering, whatever, we are in there deep and heavily represented. However, it's gonna take somebody like you to actually spearhead it and bring somebody like us joining together, forming Voltron to do a bunch of different stuff, because black men are well represented throughout this manosphere and throughout YouTube. And it's good that we're coming together and working on areas of commonality where there's synergy angle. This is some good shit. And companies watch this. Companies actually watch and say, wait a minute, there are 5 or 6 brothers on there talking, one from conservative to liberal, or the number is green, the color is green.
Dude, they are.
Hey man, whenever you want to chop it up, about geek culture, anime, whatever, just hit me up. Let me know, man. I'm down.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to watch Ballers tonight while you bullshit. And I thought O'Shea was on Ballers. I ain't gonna even lie. I thought that dude running with what's the old boy's name, Ricky. I was like, is that fucking O'Shea?
Not ballers.
Well, you know what?
Brokies maybe, but not ballers. These dudes, I'm over here in amazement. How did they have? These dudes are over here cooking in a live chat right now. Almost 1,400 live viewers, and they got almost. And their Patreon is crazy.
And it was more than that. It was more than that at one point. They had some issues, but the Patreon was more than that at one point. And they have their own individual channels where they do gaming and stuff like that. And they also are able to have, super chat, PayPal donations or whatever. So,
I get it. So all of them have their own individual channels, but they all come together on one podcast.
That's right.
Yeah.
That'd be just like the commission doing the podcast and us. Yeah. That'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
Forming Voltron.
Yeah. That's it.
Angry Man, you need to go ahead and create that damn commission podcast. And so we can just, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, do you know how we will be cooking on that motherfucker, dog?
Shit, I can't. Somebody else got to do it, man. I don't know what's going on, man. Every time I make a channel, they start messing with it. Every time I make another channel.
Me, you, and Jack on one stream, nigga, it would be, man, the police have to come get us.
But you know what, bro? You talking about ballers, man. I'm about to get up out of here because I got to go check out Power and Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah. It's about that time. So.
Yeah. Oh, God, bro. Power. I don't want to spoil Power. I love Power.
Please don't.
There you go. Here we go. No spoilers. No spoilers.
Damn, dude. Hey, so shout out to them, man. I like to see black men doing that. I can't believe they got, dude, their chat is moving so fast right now, dog. It's ridiculous. Their chat is like, it's like 1,300 people. Do you know them, Angry? Do you know them, ABO? Do you know them?
Well, I don't really know him that well. I know one of the members. Like, we've talked before on Twitter and stuff like that. Kiss Move. Shout out to him. He knows who I am. I know who he is.
How many does he have individually?
I'm not really sure. That's that many. But he does a better contribution to this podcast. He has his own podcast as well called Planet Xbox. So he does pretty well on his own.
Wow. Damn, man. Well, shit, man. Everybody shut the channel out because it's hot as hell in here, and I want to go rub my girl's ankles real quick. So we'll start with ABO, man. Put the channel real quick, brother.
Hey, thank y'all for having me. Shout out to everybody on the panel. A lot of good brothers here, a lot of good conversation. If you don't know me, my name is Anthony Brian Logan. You can find me. Just search on Google. Anthony Brian Logan, everything comes up, Facebook, Twitter, etc. But where I want you to go is my YouTube channel. That is youtube.com/alog. That is youtube.com/ALOGE. And that's it.
All right, cool. Who's next? Go ahead, Kevin. Is Kevin here? Is BJ still here? BJ dropped off, huh?
Yeah, I'm still here. Hey, guys.
Go ahead and check the channel out, man.
This is the Men's Style by Kevin Samuels. I'm here to help you guys look good, smell great, become the best version of yourself each and every day. So, check me out on Men's Style by Kevin Samuels. And that's it. Thanks, fellas.
Cool. Somebody just called me from a 916 number. That's from Sacramento. What the fuck? Okay, and go ahead. Let's see. Angry Man and then Dynast.
Yo, man, y'all know y'all can check me out on the Angry Man channel on YouTube. I got a new Facebook. You guys can check me out on there. It's Facebook / the Angry Man channel. Also, you can check me out on Twitter at Angry Man channel, Instagram at Angry Man channel, and on Snapchat _Angry Man.
All right, and then Dynast, go ahead and check the channel out, fam.
Yeah, search for Huru, and search for Huru is all one word. I know some people are like, hey, Dennis, I was searching for Huru. I couldn't find you. I'm like, no, search for Huru. All one word on YouTube, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can find me there. And also, Google Dynast Amir, and all my information will pop up as well. And once again, like I always ended, love to see black men come together and having conversations and discussions without all the arguing and the clowning. And again, like I always say, corporate-owned black media is dead, and the brothers we see in this chat room right now on this platform are the future. So appreciate the support, and thank you, O'Shea, for letting us get on your platform.
All right, man. Well, anyways, I appreciate everybody. Like you said, I thank all of you. Got a lot of respect for all of you. Somebody just called me. I don't know who the fuck it was. I'm gonna cuss their ass out. But shout outs to everybody, man. ABL, Kevin, me and Dinah's been putting these shows out like crazy. Angry Man. We're gonna keep working, brothers, and try to make this better next year than it is this year because we made a lot, especially like me and Angry Man. We really took this to another level, man. With what you see now. So next year it's gonna be even better. We got people coming in, and shout out to everybody. Appreciate you. I'm hella hot. I'm gone. Peace.
Peace.